In a dark alleyway in Midtown, a sorcerer crouches over his victim. The poor soul at his feet has been partially absorbed into the stones of the alley, with a final look of horror etched on his face. The sorcerer reaches down and picks up his victim's cloak and throws it over his own shoulders. He snatches up a few silver coins that had fallen to the ground, knowing he might need them to get out of this new city. Overhead, a man cries out from his bedroom window, "Help! They're all over me!" A gentle purple smoke rises out of the window. The sorcerer ignores the cries and stumbles out of the alley, still weak on his feet. He shields his eyes from the bright lamps out on the street as a few townsfolk walk by. A woman on the other side of the road suddenly bursts into flame. As fire engulfs her, she cries out in a panic, but not in pain. She throws off her robe, but the fire seems to be emanating from her own body. A young man grabs a bucket and races to a well. The woman continues to scream with a faint purple smoke rising from her. The sorcerer walks on. Down another street, the cloaked man searches for something. Anything that looks familiar, anything to show where he is. An old worker walks past, nods, but then drops to his knees, coughing. He struggles to vomit until he heaves violently. Sonic energy erupts from his mouth, continually spewing waves of sound. Nearby brickwork begins to crumble. The old worker turns his head in agony with his mouth wide open. The cone of sound smashes into a wagon, splintering it almost instantly. The ripples of sound leave little contrails of purple smoke that rise into the air. The sorcerer walks on. He is followed by more cries, and chaos has returned to the city of Tullus. You are on board the Nettle. Rill, Puck, and Avius are down in the hold of the Nettle. Rolace is there. Puck has just landed. It's nighttime. He just landed from eagle form. And Puck, you walk down these stairs and shake your head no to the captain. She says to the crew, who's kind of just all sitting there with the ship at anchor, "Well, it looks like that fire wasn't your elven friend. We can't stay here any longer. Need to start heading back to the city or to a new destination, but I don't want to stay anywhere near where these orc warships were at. So let's weigh anchor." And the crew start getting ready.
362.
Excuse me?
You wanted to weigh the anchor. 360, that's my guess.
She shakes her head, and the crew gets to work at getting the boat underway at night.
Probably has his own unit of measurement.
Yeah.
These are 362 Katorums.
Yeah, exactly.
After some time, the crew is back in the hold. You guys are a little glum that you can't find Elmon. He's not with you. You hope everything's all right. But the old salty sea hand Anthe is there, and he's got some drink held out to the rest of the crew. They've all gathered, and they've kind of gathered around the three of you, Puck, Rill, and Avius. And Anthe says, "We had warships coming on us, barreling down with crazy cannons and magic."
I'm adding a little instrumentation to his
to add to it.
His thing.
"And would you believe we put this ship as fast as she could go, but it wasn't enough. And we were all brave souls ready to fight and die to the last man." They're like, "Yeah." "But then, who should rise up but our hero, who saved the day to destroy the boats? Avius Catarum, flinging his fire until he brought down a giant fire meteor that destroyed the first ship. But was he done? I say no, because there was a second boat and he did it again. Yay!"
A few notes go sour as he's...
They're all cheering.
Hold on,
cheering.
Anthe.
They get quiet.
I need to, Anthe, young man,
He looks confused. He's missing many teeth.
we have an opening in our group if if you are interested.
There's Bowman and Bauman. Two different.
He says, I'm contracted to the captain for several more months, but
what did you contract?
No, I've signed with the captain my mark, but I will come immediately to you the moment that's up, and we'll forge a new alliance."
Very good. Very good. I like
know
your
the word
storytelling.
alliance.
You should consider being a bard. I like the way you tell a story.
And I heard you. Speaking of Bard, I heard you, Bard. You were working on a little song, and you were singing a song about the battle earlier this evening.
Oh, yes.
Tell us all about the song. Sing the song for us. Would you come gather around, lads?
Oh, yes.
The Bard will tell us the song of the orc warships and how the nettle defeated it. It all goes quiet.
No pressure.
The tune goes more to the Tolkien story bit where he's the wizard and his mighty finger, and go on like that. For
And
a
it's
bit.
still all about Avius?
It's still all about.
Is there like little undertones of jabs thrown into the wizard story? Like if you listen carefully?
And if you weren't looking, you'd see the. But that's okay. We move on.
Anthony says, well, let's celebrate with some more drinks, and I think we should all sit down and have a game we like to call Dicey Knifey.
Knifey Dicey.
You know that one?
Gonna
Who'd
up
like
the
to
stakes.
play?
It's gonna be halberd dicey.
I'm in.
And they break out some dice. They're going to play high stakes for them at 1 gold.
I don't even have that. Real goes to rest.
I might be in on this guy.
You're gonna play this time?
I suddenly had some debts that were wiped out, so
Elmon's cringing in his grave somewhere.
I think I am feeling lucky.
There's an ease with Avius has just walked past you, Elmon. Uh-huh. Now you know what will happen. All right, you guys break out some dice and some knives for a fast-moving ship version of Dicey Knifey. Dice are tossed, knives are slammed around fingers and hands.
We're doing 1 gold each?
1 gold each. There are a total of 3 sailors playing. Rill, are you in on this?
Oh no, Brilla's gone to bed.
Okay. And
Stand the sight of blood.
so Puck and Avius, you guys can play. You're going to roll a d20. You can add your sleight of hand modifier. And I think we also did insight was also an option. But before you roll, you can roll it with advantage. But if you fail and you don't win the whole game, you will be disadvantaged on dexterity saving throws for the next 3 days.
Sure, I'm doing it.
I don't use dexterity.
Hold on, let me
I
decide.
feel like you're
Let me decide.
gonna regret this.
All right,
I'm on
fine.
+1.
Advantage.
Or, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Go for it.
19.
25.
Oh wait, plus my dex.
Sleight of
plus my
hand
sleight of
or
hand.
insight?
Sorry, 21.
The highest I got is a 23.
25.
So Puck,
Yeah.
after about an hour of intense dicey knifey, several people give up because of bad luck. You guys are probably playing for silver or copper, but it comes to a gold total. Several leave because they just can't afford it anymore. And then Avius just gives up in frustration with a bloody
I rolled
Ulgrim-like
a
stump
19
on his
even.
head.
You don't got +7 on insight,
I
buddy.
do not.
And Puck, you come away with 4 extra gold
Hey.
on top of it.
All right, so my dex is down for 3 days. Yeah.
And again, they think you guys are awesome. Good job! And they also, Anthony's like, we'll buy you the first round of drinks when we get back to port.
Speaking of, when is that?
In about a day and a half.
Can you make it 3?
Slow it down.
Puck's gonna grab like a mug of whatever grog that we're all drinking and climb up to the crow's nest.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're up into the crow's nest. In eagle form in the crow's nest?
Nope.
Okay.
Just
He's
Puck
crow form.
Goblin. Yeah. Just keeping an eye on the shoreline, keeping an eye on
Watching for your
everything.
friend. Do you adorably fall asleep there at night?
Yeah, probably.
All right. Okay.
It's calming up there.
Okay. Nice. It is about just before noon the next day, and Elmon, you are hidden behind some low trees. You are not far from the city of Tullus, and in front of you are dozens of tarps and tents that have been broken down and haphazardly put aside from an orc camp that is no longer in use. You can see it's clearly held maybe 24 orcs at some point, and you've been keeping an eye on it, seeing what's going on. It was between you and your destination, so you've been scouting it out. You're not too far away from it, and you've only seen for the past 3 hours 2 orcs there that don't look to be the most cream of the crop. They have no armor. They have crude axes on them, and they're fighting and bickering with each other and trying to move crates and barrels to this side, and they just seem like they're fussing and not happy at all. And there's also this big tent, the biggest so far, that's got, hold on, I got a mark here. It's painted red. It's got crude orc skulls drawn on the sides, and that's their thing that they're now the last big tent, trying to take down.
Okay. And I've, done a good reconnoiter of the entire camp, but I'm reasonably certain there's only the 2 orcs.
Yep, you've been here for 3.5 hours.
Okay. I will wait until they're far enough apart that they can't hear each other. The muffled thump of one of them falling to the ground.
Okay.
And
Having to building a challenge.
wait, what?
You set yourself a challenge. Get them both. Try to get it so that both of them fall at the exact same time.
And
Achievement unlocked.
I will sneak close,
Okay. How
dagger
close?
in hand,
Ooh.
and attempt to assassinate one of the orcs via come up, grab him by his mouth, and
All right, and you don't speak Orcish, correct?
that's correct.
Going over the finer philosophies of Kant.
I hope no one kills me today. My family's visiting.
I'm 2 weeks out, man. I'm short. I'm out of here.
Stupid orcs. I don't want to be a part of this campaign anymore.
Yeah, you start creeping up, and you may make a stealth roll with total advantage.
Have I regained my hit points at this point?
You have
Your rests and
regained half your hit points and half your hit die. If you had all your hit dice, so yeah, you get it back.
Okay. I mean, I had 50 hit points, so...
You're good.
No, actually,
You
I had 50 damage, so... Yeah.
Just say you're good.
Okay, great.
That'll speed it up.
Stealth with advantage?
Please.
Natural 20. The other one was a 19.
Wow.
Plus 7, so...
So you're following this orc in every footstep right behind him for a long time. He's messing around with a big pile of smaller tents and yurts that have been stacked on top of each other with their poles and their leather stuff. The other one's inside the last remaining larger tent, and you're at this guy who's outside. You sneak up right behind him, and let me just do a quick check on how many hit points this guy has. Yeah, you kill him.
Okay.
You get up behind him with your 20 stealth. You said you slit his throat.
Yes.
He dies with a gurgling noise, a little louder than you'd like, but you get him to die right behind this big, almost like bus load of pile of tent stuff.
And
so it's really big. And then you wait, and you don't hear any noise from the tent.
As he's dropping, I'm actually drawing my bow, knocking an arrow, and moving forward towards the second orc.
Okay. You're moving towards him. He is inside the tent.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you're outside the tent flap.
This suddenly seems like a trap.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Do it.
I will stealthily, with my arrow knock, just kind of like move the tent flap ever so slightly so I can look in.
All right. Like you put on your splinter cell. Glasses.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, you part the flap. You see there is an orc there who's piling a bunch of bedding skins and just grumbling. Kicks them and kicks them again and curses management.
Nothing else?
Nothing else. His back is to you.
Okay, I will.
His innocent back is right to you. What are we gonna do?
Well, having flashbacks of elderly kobolds, I'm going to step in and
Yeah.
and
Bloodthirst level of the group ticked up.
we'll put an arrow or two in its back until it's dead.
Okay. 15 arrows later and 6 wise. No. You are able to shoot him one shot and he drops and falls into the stinky pelts. So if you had any dreams of using those as your bedding anytime soon, he has spoiled
shucks.
those. Sorry. You have now cleared out your first ever orc camp. Good job.
You're welcome. I will take a real quick look around, see if there's any intel, that I can discern or anything of value.
Sure. You see two things of value. You see 29 gold coins.
And a flash drive.
No! And you also see a noxious drink. You've heard orcs like to do kind of like some special liquor that a chief might use. You certainly don't want to drink it. Everyone else outside of an orc, the advantage if you wanted to keep this little vial is it will make anyone consumes it vomit.
Okay, so
Even goblins?
a vomit drink.
Maybe you get a roll.
Potion of vomit.
Okay.
As magical as you think. And you also see a partially burned piece of paper.
I will take that.
All right.
Is it written in a language that I understand?
Do you know the
Elvish?
common language?
I do.
Yes, it is written in common, written in a civilized hand, so someone actually knows how to wrote it, but using very simplistic words.
Mhm.
And it's,
Like for an orc.
yeah. And it's got 4 sentences, and they read as follows. Corley, call guards with fire, West City. Corley, call guards with fire, West City. Next sentence. Orc move boom under street.
Orc move boom.
Boom, B-O-O-M, under street. Orc move boom under street. Third line. Orc boom irid home. Orc boom irid home.
How is Irid spelled?
I-R-I-D.
As in, like, probably Iridithil?
Those start with the same 4 letters, correct. And then it finishes with orc happy. Corley, call guards with fire West City. Orc move boom under street. Orc boom irid home. Orc happy.
Yeah. I will collect that scrap of paper and continue my trek towards Tullus.
It is the evening before the nettle will arrive back in the city. It's relatively calm, relatively quiet, not a lot of winds. The boat's barely getting along. Everyone's pretty much asleep except for the few sailor or 2 who's on duty. Puck, are you up in the crow's nest again?
Mm-hmm.
Puck, you can make a perception roll.
Natural 20.
Wow. Getting those in there early.
Let's stick with them all night.
You hear ahead of you and just slightly to the right of the ship a splash. You snap your head in that direction. You look down, you see there's a sailor who's kind of rising up from just chilling on the deck. This is again late at night, kind of a bright moon, and he's just kind of walking out there and he's not sure what he heard or if he saw anything. And you look, you got a natural 20?
Yeah.
You can see there is someone in the water, a naked individual that your boat is coming.
Naked. Well.
It's not me.
Not yet.
How close is the boat?
It's 200 feet away right now off the bow.
We're going towards it.
You're going right towards it.
I'm gonna call down to the crew member that's awake and wandering, and hey, buddy!
He looks up. What?
There's somebody in the water, off the starboard bow.
He looks over and he looks. He closes one eye and closes the other eye. Opens the other eye. Yeah, man overboard! Man overboard! And he starts grabbing a line.
And I'm gonna climb down.
I'm gonna guess you are just, I'm gonna give you like a bonus to all boat rigging climbing. I can just imagine Puck being very spider-like on the rigging for some reason. You get down very, very easily, and you do it like chipmunk style, where you go down head first. you just go down real fast. You are down on the deck. He's got a line and he whips it out. And the person in the water is not responding at all. He's slapping next to him. He pulls it back. You're getting close. The bow's getting closer and closer. He throws it again, lands on top of this person.
Shit.
They're going to be maybe 10 feet away from the boat, and they're coming up to the off the side, and they're coming up to the bow now. The guy looks at you.
This is not what Puck wants. You want to go in after that guy? I'll hold the rope for you.
He looks at you, and he nods his head and walks right up to you and starts tying the rope around your little waist.
Shoot, okay.
And Anthony comes up in his skivvies. What's going on?
Come over here. There's somebody in the water. They're not responding.
And the guy says, yeah, you. And he chucks you into the water. He's kind of a big guy. And Puck, you go hurtling a little bit and splat.
Nope. Before I splash,
you're falling.
As he throws me.
Yes.
I'm gonna for the first for the first time I'm gonna flash into a giant octopus.
What?
Nice.
Yeah, I know Puck's not gonna go into the water if he doesn't have to.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
I totally did. I totally did.
It is not one for the water.
All right. Well, I was just about to say that you land on top of a little one-person fleshy island that you just splat right on top, but instead it's this octopus just
Ink everywhere.
Yeah, it lands first, and then there's a nervous.
He's a giant octopus, so he's gonna have at least one tentacle
still on the boat. That's awesome.
And then just as I get into the water, I'm gonna couple more wrapping up in the body, and then just make my way back up onto the
grappling hook Puck.
Yeah.
All right.
Pulling the nettle over as you crawl back into it.
Maybe.
Wait till he gets Kraken form.
Oh yeah.
Not being that helpful, am I?
All right, you wrap 7 arms around this guy and pull the 2 of you in with the 8th arm that's wrapped around the boat. That is so awesome. And then you hear Anthony going, no, put that down! And he's pushing the guy away with this cleaver, trying to attack this weird, crazed,
But I'm hungry.
magical calamari. And Anthony's, no, that's he's magic. And you arrive on top rolling, and now you're this.
And then I go back, and as soon as I'm safely back on the deck, I go back into Puck form.
Okay, so I'm imagining you this little net of octopus wrapped around the guy. You then
get the person back on the deck, get all the arms away, and then
you release. All right, you do so. And the guy says, "How'd you do that?"
An old trick my mother taught me.
I think he's cursed. Anthony says, well, that's par for the course here.
Yeah, we helped save you guys. Cursed? That's not nice.
Let's take a look and see what we can do. Let's get this man down below.
Yeah, I'm gonna see who it is, and if I can do any healing, I will.
All right. You haven't seen this person before, and you can definitely apply some healing.
Yeah, I'll do it.
You don't think it'll take much? Maybe 1 or 2 dice.
I'll do level 2 cure wounds.
Okay.
Sure. Here 12.
Okay. You think you've done a good job with that, and you hear some coughing as the guy is brought down through the door to the sleeping area down below. Rill, you have stirred, and you've gotten out of your little hammock. Avius
I have a hammock.
Yeah,
like
Avius is snoring next to you, still swinging in his, with legs draped inappropriately outside the hammock.
His banana hammock.
But Rill, you've heard some sort of commotion. You're not sure what's going on. You're rubbing sleep out of your eyes, and then you see Anthony and this big crew member drag down a naked man with Puck right behind. and there's a lot of dripping water.
I shoot a quick glance to make sure Avius is in fact in the hammock.
Yes.
What's this? Who is this?
And the guy.
He was off the shore. Me and a couple of the deckhands got him back into the ship.
I trample over and prestidigitate some flame to get a better look at who this is.
Okay.
Turn it into like this operating theater to get the light over my head kind of thing, and checking this individual out.
Make a medicine roll.
Checking out in identifying who it is, not like, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother with medicine.
All right, you take a look. You do not know who this man is. Probably in his mid-30s, has a thinnish beard, slightly thicker mustache, completely naked.
So man, human.
Yep.
Tattoos, marking?
No tattoos, and is being propped up against some crate stuff and some blankets tossed over him to try and warm him up.
How did he get here? Is he just floundering in the water?
He made him happen, the guy says, pointing at Puck.
How did he get here?
I was up in the crow's nest looking for the elf and saw him close to the shore.
You may have found the luckiest man alive. Luckier than me, and that's saying something.
Maybe? Who? Find out who he is. Why was he in the water?
His eyes start to open a little. He starts to try and look around. Still coughing. I'm alive.
I'm Puck. This is real.
He seems startled.
Who are you, buddy?
And he looks confused around at the crew members. Looks at you, Puck. Looks at the hanging old man asleep in the hammock.
It might be the last thing that he wants, but I do offer him, offers him some water.
Oh, nice. He takes it and has a drink. And he doesn't lose focus on you, Puck, and Elmon is still oblivious.
I voted against you!
I'm not even there.
He keeps looking back as though he kind of recognizes two of you, Puck and Avius. We have dreamt of you, trying to close the seals of the vaults. Avius, you start to stir. And we cannot have that.
Draw my sword. Who are you?
We will not stop coming for you.
Who are you?
Take the glass of water back.
As the seven will come.
I immediately put the sword into his throat.
All right, he finishes with, and the seven will fall, and you see him start to enunciate the letter D, and a sword is put through his throat. Avius, you stumble out of bed and see Puck just killing some guy who's gurgling at the end of his blade. Naked man.
Rill announces loudly, now back to work!
I said don't interrupt us while I'm sleeping!
Knifey dicey is not for the faint of heart.
Advanced it.
This is necky dicey.
Necky dicey.
For once, Avius is speechless.
Just go back to sleep, old man. Too much adventure.
Anthony, get this. We need to throw this guy off overboard. He's a bad person. We've run into these people before. He's a cultist and was about to bring doom upon this ship.
Make a persuasion roll.
I'm convinced I wasn't even there.
6.
Captain, release! We have a problem! And he points to the brutish crew member. No one leaves. And he storms up to go.
Upon hearing he's a cultist, Avius wants to go and kind of take a look over on him.
Okay.
Check for number of digits remaining on the body, scars.
You see no missing
You go
digits.
straight for the penis, don't you?
Elmon, you're not even here.
You do see some scarring.
Judge Avius.
That's been done around the armpit area, kind of to keep it hidden on the torso, but where the arm would cover it if it were at normal
I
position.
knew I should have looked there.
All right.
And on both sides.
On both sides.
Definitely not an accidental.
Yes, wizard.
Do you have a dagger or a small knife, something?
Hand a dagger to him.
And I
He's dead already.
make incisions where
Okay.
these scars were.
All right.
Will kind of turns away and kind of grimaces.
What
I
are you
need-
doing?
Buck gets closer.
What's happening?
Starts licking the wounds.
I need you to make a medicine roll, please.
That's 12.
12.
What are you trying to do, wizard?
Well, he has 2 bilateral scars here underneath his armpits. It's quite.
Trying to cut
Quite-
the scars out, or are you trying to see what's in there?
Well, yes, he might be just merely a puppet with something inside him. Could be quite interesting.
You say that all the time. I can only bail you out of jail so many times.
If we're gonna cut into him, we might want to take him up top first. If something bad happens,
A fillet
it's not
knife in
gonna
your
be
hand.
good to.
No one leaves.
Where are we gonna go on a boat?
He puts out a big, thick, sun-darkened hand, and he doesn't seem very confident.
Real will step forward and draw his rapier against him.
Against the crew
Against
member.
the crew member. Stand aside. We're disposing of this now.
Make an intimidation roll. How intimidating is this 3-foot-tall bard?
We'll find out.
Funny hat.
A 9.
He tussles your hair a little bit and slaps your rapier away.
I give the doughboy chuckle. Put my sword
He
away.
touches and your rapier just bends. It's a little Hollywood thing that goes inside.
Damn it! They always do that.
Avius cast Gust.
Cast Gust.
Oh.
All right.
Just stretches out his hand. Like he's still kind of knelt over this dead form, and he just kind of looks back and pushes his hand towards the guy, and the guy
The crew
falls
member.
back. Yeah.
All right. He flies back, hits the door and the few steps that lead up to it, and then crashes down and seems dazed for a few moments.
Let's go.
You
Start lifting the bunny.
Yeah.
All right. There's 2
my-
handles you can easily grab him by.
I avoid the handles at all costs. I'm grabbed by the wrists and give the weird tug and.
All right.
Someone helping me.
Yeah, little Rill's pulling. Rill is trying to pull him up the 3 steps and having a lot of trouble. Who else? is
Oh,
helping him?
I'll
I'm helping.
help.
Yeah.
All right. So two little heroes.
Avius grabs him by the middle handle.
Because I don't know what your strength's at, but we might be a +2 altogether.
I don't even think that's possible.
Oh, look at 1.
Avius
Oh, no, I'm
negative
0.
1, so
No.
the 3 of you together are negative 1.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it takes an awkwardly long time.
4 steps,
With
falls
every step,
yeah.
you hear the thump of the dead person's head
Yeah.
just hitting the step.
There's
below.
tons of blood pouring out of the neck wound, out of the now chest side wounds. It's become slippery for you, Avius, in the middle.
Yeah, it has.
You had to take your robe off to not get anything on it, so you're now mostly naked trying to carry this guy, and you're covered in blood.
Avius is trying to determine if he's in a fantasy or a nightmare. He can't tell.
Rill, you're finally able to get him out the door without. Now it's becoming slick on the steps. You're able to get him out the door, and you're out. All 3 of you are huddled, trying to decide what railing or what side or what to do. And then you hear from above in the forecastle, Captain Rolace, "What the hell is going on?"
Nothing, Captain. This is fine. Go back to sleep.
She leaps over the railing.
We have it under control.
Lands next to you, draws her rapier, but doesn't point it at
He's
anyone.
dead already.
Captain, I
Not what
found this man on. He was floating in the water unconscious, and we brought him aboard, which was a mistake. He turned out to be part of this group of cultists that we've been hunting down.
And how do you know that, Mr. Puck?
Because we've been hunting them since before we met you.
And you just know them by sight? You know this man in particular?
He was about to draw a sea monster to attack the boat.
He had a pencil and paper. He was ready. All 6 colors.
Drawings.
Yeah.
Make a persuasion roll.
14.
All right.
To be fair, she had seen that ship that was raked with the other ship that they saved.
Yep.
So
And she puts her sword away. And what exactly, if what you say is true, are your intentions now?
Dispose of the body.
Wait, we want to. Oh.
Now's when you repeat the opposite person's thing.
Cavity search.
And Real chimes in with, eat him. Oh, no.
Captain, I have reason to believe that.
While he's talking, Real is struggling to get the body closer to the railing.
Real's hiding the second body out back in the door.
Captain, I have reason to believe that this body may be hiding something inside it.
What?
Yep.
This is one
And
of
he
those.
bends down and gets back to work with that little knife.
Hold your actions, old man.
3 hours later, I thought it was here.
Now I'm missing one piece to put it back together.
and I've lost my ring.
What exactly do you think you're doing? This is my boat, and you will tell me your intentions.
Investigating, dear Captain.
Inside another man who just died at your own hands.
Real leans into Puck. Does he normally do this?
It's not necrophilia, trust me.
We just need to stay neutral, see what happens.
You can make a persuasion roll with disadvantage.
Real is Switzerland. Real is Switzerland.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 5.
She draws her sword again and points it at you, Avius. No one is cutting into this corpse.
Captain, what is your reservation?
I do not want butchery done on a man on my vessel.
Why not?
Neither do I, really.
Yeah, I go over to Puck goes over to Avius. Hey, Wizard, let's just get rid of him. This is not a fight we need to start.
Real starts tugging on the body towards the railing.
Okay. Okay. I'll put down the knife.
Where's the
Can
boat?
I still poke and prod and take a look?
I take my knife back.
She says the only thing that will be done to this man is he will be given last rites of the sea.
Okay, I'll do that.
And you know those?
Of course, I'm a wizard.
Very well.
Of the sea.
I prestidigitate a little cross in my hand.
And then she looks behind you. What's wrong with you? He pushed me. The guy's just rubbing the back of his head. And he slips on his way out. You, Anthe, and some other crew members help move the corpse to the side of the railing on top of some tarpish cloth thing. They bring out 3 colored braids, a red one, a blue one, and a copper one, and 2 flower-type flattened flowers that you obviously know the ritual to.
And they obviously had these on the boat because...
Oh yeah, they got a. It's in everyone's bunk. It's just ready to go.
And the letter home.
Thank you, my dear friends. Now, if you do not mind, this is a very private occasion.
Everyone is gathered in a semicircle around, and you are still and wearing nothing but a loincloth, half slathered in slick blood.
It's all part of the Real's excited. I've never seen one of these before.
Captain has her sword sheathed in respect. They all put their hands behind their back, and they all lower their heads.
Let's us all lower our heads and close our eyes
They do so.
as we pray.
Real
And-
doesn't.
No.
No.
Puck is taking a step back.
All right, all the crew members do.
And then Avius goes into this dissertation of
As he's
some
cutting.
sort of made-up prayer as he's like...
What? No, I was kidding.
No, that was
Oh,
really Avius'
no.
plan. As he, like, tries to like get both hands inside the wounds on the side slits and like part them open.
You're speaking loudly as that fisting mayonnaise sound is happening. Fisting mayonnaise. Oh my goodness.
Real tries to play it out.
Oh my goodness. Make a medicine roll, please.
11.
Okay.
And the great gods said, and he keeps going.
There's blood squirting you in the eye. No one's looking yet.
It's holy water. Keep your eyes shut.
Puck's watching and trying not to puke.
Yeah.
The captain's nodding with her eyes closed solemnly in respect that she's showing.
And now, a 5-minute moment of silence, please.
There's a saw sound.
You hear Avius muttering, not there. A little deeper.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, there's the spot.
I don't have one of those. Oh, goodness. Oh, okay.
Are you almost done? I can't take anymore.
All right, and you rolled an 11 medicine?
12.
Oh, okay.
11, you're right.
11. It takes a very uncomfortably long time.
Good.
Captain is switching legs to stand up.
It's a very uncomfortably long time. You are not able to grab anything you're looking for, but you do see in the skin in those two sections some strange blue material that's there. It seems like it was almost painted bone, but it's of a different shape than you know, in a different spot. It's like an additional perpendicular rib along that edge on both sides, and you can just barely see it, and the flesh is just not open. You can just barely see it. It's almost shiny once you wipe the blood off of it. And it's this small bonish like extrusion, but it's not, because it is perfectly smooth.
Can I grab a hold of it?
You have tried, nothing's come of it, and a lot of time's gone by. Finally, you can't delay anymore, and you wrap up the ceremony with the final line of what?
And everyone said, so be it until the end of days, until time is no more, and until hunger is vanished. Fare thee well. Godspeed. Amen. And goodbye.
And goodbye, they all say. They open their eyes, and there's this corpse poorly wrapped in a tarp with cords and braids just at strange angles and flowers jutting out of strange spots. And Anthony says,
And everyone's in a pool of blood.
Anthony's like, I don't know this particular decoration, but let's get him over the side.
Yes, if you do not mind, I feel extremely close to this gentleman after performing these rites.
You, by the way, look like 8 times worse in blood than you did. There's now chunks of things dripping off your shoulders.
Right up to his fucking bicep.
I wish.
Keeps doing this.
You're touching your chin accidentally.
Brushing his chin.
I got some in my eye, and there's just blood now all over it.
Is there a Hep C vaccine?
Can I invent that real fast?
I would like just one more moment alone as the performer of the last rites, and I will take care of it. Thank you, Anthony.
The captain overrides that. Toss him overboard. And Anthony and the crew, Anthony walks over and pats you on the shoulder. We've got it from here. You're all right. He's
Avius
very reassuring.
hugs onto the body.
All right, they start pulling the body away from you, and the 5 crew members are able to do so unless you want to hold on and get tossed over into the ocean.
Avius will.
All right. So Puck and Rill, you see he's going nuts.
No, you can't. I found something. Stop.
Leave it.
He had a blue rib inside.
We'll come across more of them.
Anthony, toss that man.
No others have had these scars.
Can I focus my sleep spell?
No, it goes to the weakest. Whoever has the lowest hit points is effective first.
I doubt it's me.
He was aiming for you.
So the body is now halfway draped on its back on the railing with Avius on top of it as though it's a long-lost brother.
Yeah, Rill comes over. Come away from there, wizard, and tries to pull him off.
He needs a bath.
Avius is determined to figure out what that was.
The big guy grabs onto you, Avius, and
Am I the big guy?
Strength roll.
Never is.
With all his might, Avius rolled a 13.
18. You are torn free. You clung honorably for quite some time.
No!
He finally pulls you off.
He's really attacked.
Yeah, didn't they just kill this guy? He pulls you off. You have your arms outstretched, and finally, splash! The body is back in the water. Not 10 minutes since it was pulled out.
Never an enemy to Avius, always a brother. I'm gonna write the song about that.
You can add it to the one that you wrote about me earlier. It will go in my chronicles.
The crew, the body floats away, disappears under the sea. The crew walks away. The captain kind of just frowns at the lot of you. And you hear Anthony just say, "That was the weirdest ceremony I've ever seen it." Yeah. And they walk away. And,
Buck.
yeah.
But he had...
Not a chance.
He had... he had something inside his
I
body.
understand. We're gonna come across more cultists. Woof. There'll be another one.
You gonna be
Let
okay?
him go. I think so.
Well...
Rill snatches up his loot and walks
You're
away
gonna
to go to
force us to
sleep.
take on this whole ship. And once we kill everybody, who's gonna man the ship?
Why?
They already think you're crazy. Just let it go.
Oh, fine.
All right. It is late afternoon the next day. The east gate of the city of Tullus has come into view. You have walked past a couple of...
That's my hit dice back?
Yeah. You've walked past Elmon, a couple of merchant caravan wagons that are all stacked up waiting to get through the gate, and walk up. You certainly look a little bit worse for the wear. You've been out there in the field for a couple days, and you walk up to a couple city guards, and a guard stands right in front of you. Halt! State your business with the city.
Elmon Yabiel of the Yabiel 4.
No. You have a
There's only
cease
one of
and
you.
desist order.
Remember, those things take money.
There's a copyright claim on that.
I was out on...
Hey, I was here first with my cart.
Shut up, old man. I was on long distance reconnaissance for the commissar.
You work for the commissar. You certainly don't look like it. You look like you are some sort of brigand.
Mm-hmm. I work for the commissar.
I am not inclined to believe you. Perhaps some additional gate fees might be necessary to let a possible scoundrel like you through.
Your inclination is immaterial to this conversation.
Smack! He is hit upside the head by a gauntleted hand, and a known face appears behind him. Who do you think you're talking to? Says Sergeant Coltree behind him, a man you've engaged with before. This is Yabael. He is a champion of the city. And he pushes the guardsman out of the way. My apologies, Yabael. You are most welcome inside.
Thank you,
Someone
sir.
fetch this man some wine or water. What will you have?
Both.
Some food? A fresh cloak for this man as well.
I could probably spare a minute.
And he gets you some supplies from the little guardhouse just inside the wall there. They get you freshened up a little bit. You're able to wash your face, get a little bit of bite to eat, and some liquids in you.
Who was the general that we had spoken to? Oh, Captain Ryson?
Captain Ryson, General Aeolus.
Okay. Sergeant Coltree, I need to speak to Captain Ryson or General Aeola.
Aeolus is how I have it.
Aeolus.
Aioli.
About some things that we've come across out in the wilderness at their earliest convenience.
He says, of course.
Has the Nettle returned to port?
I do not keep track of these ships in the dock, I'm afraid. I'm just... Who do you think you're talking to? He says, I'm just making my rounds, and even that I probably should not be doing. We are dealing with several threats to the city, is my understanding, and everyone's to be on duty and ready for any trouble. So we're certainly glad to have you back. I'm afraid I can't spare any men to escort you to Dalengard, but you're more than welcome to make your way there.
Thank you, Sergeant. I'll be on my way then.
Good luck.
Is port any like the?
And he was a captain, by the way.
Captain? Sergeant.
Captain.
That was Sergeant Coltree.
Oh, I thought it was Captain
We
Coltree.
have three
Captain Ryson.
different guard types. Yeah.
He invented death.
Is the docks on the way to Dalengard?
Yeah, not too far at all.
All right, I'm gonna swing by the docks and see if the Nettle is in port.
All right. The Nettle. It is nighttime. Sunset a couple hours ago. It is nighttime. You have entered the bay just outside the city of Tallis, passed by the lighthouse, and are closing in on the docks. It's quiet. The ship is slowly moving. Pyreal stands at the bow, the dark-clad, dark-haired figure, mysterious figure who normally keeps to himself on board the Nettle. He stands at the bow, holding onto the railing, looking at the city as it comes into view. You can see the lights from the city, the action, the smoke from the chimneys. Standing next to him, the rest of you are out on the deck, got your supplies ready, talking about what you might do, what's going to happen. But he doesn't want to be next to anyone, but he does have Rill just standing next to him. He seems to not mind your company at all, although he doesn't say much of anything. The boats come in.
I give him an opportunity.
Okay. He still doesn't say anything.
Oh, yeah.
It's just quiet. And Captain, you can hear the captain giving out some orders. When we pull up to the dock, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I know you're a private man, but what brings you to this city?
He doesn't look at you. You turn your view from him and you look out at the city and you see something odd. You see off in the distance a large fire has started. It is probably near the Guildsman district on the west side of city, and you can see a fire because it's nighttime and smoke rising up from it. And
I hope they have that under control.
he looks at it too and doesn't say anything. He just grips onto the railing tightly. He does say something. He does.
I've been waiting to say that. Shut up! Shut up!
He says, I believe you to be more than just mercenaries.
Oh, well, that's kind of you to say. Well, yes, we're not wholly bound to any kind of mercenary code.
You can see, not near that fire, but in the middle part of the city, you can see a couple little areas of strange purple smoke rising, not connected to any fire.
Rill kind of takes a step forward. What is that? That is odd. Purple smokes.
He grips the railing tightly.
Is this something that Rill would see?
The railing grabbing?
Yeah.
Sure.
You seem unease. And this is the first time he says, my friend. No, he doesn't say my friend. He says, Puriel. You say my knees, Puriel.
That calms him a bit. He takes a breath, collects himself. He releases the railing, and you can see that he has left smoldering handprints behind on the wooden railing. You are guardians of these people? He says, nodding towards the city.
Well, we've seen a great many things, and I suppose, yes, we owe a lot to the people here. I have my personal reasons, but I know these others. They look after them too. So, yes.
He looks at Puck, maybe for the first time. He looks at Avius. He looks at you in the eye. They're oblivious, they're doing other things, but he looks at you in the eyes for a moment, Rill. And then he looks and points at the purple smoke. And he says, when you find the seal that cannot be broken, you know where to find me. And he walks away and goes back into his...
Start walking along.
All right, the nettle starts coming up to an isolated dock area. All right, everyone, we're doing this stern to bow. Keep the lines tight. And there's no one there really to help them. They don't particularly like this ship. It's very hard to get it docked safely. There's an unnecessary grinding. She curses at him. Damn it, come on, tighten that up. And the nettle comes to stop at the city of Talis, and you see, although everyone knows this ship is cursed in some way or the other, there is one soul who has waited on the dock, and that is the elf Elmon Yabael waits for you on the dock.
Puck just bursts through everybody and runs for his elven friend.
All right.
And hugs him around the knees.
Oh, you were hugged around the knees.
There.
It's so good to see you, elf. Oh, thought you were gone forever.
Can't get rid of me that easy.
We we needed you. Your crazy wizard friend was off his rocker again.
Oh, I got something for him, don't worry.
Did you tell him about the body? The weirdest thing happened. Found this body in the water.
It's not that weird.
The wizard started cutting into it like it was Sunday roast.
Remember those cultists that started saying weird stuff?
Mm-hmm.
The seven will find you?
Mm-hmm.
Was one of them.
The seven will come, the seven will fall.
Yeah,
Don't say it!
It was
Avius jumps on him and starts stabbing him.
it was one of them.
What do you have inside you? Avius hasn't walked up there yet.
Okay.
Rill points out the fire and the smoke that are up there burning away. I saw smoke over there, purple.
Let's grab the wizard
and I saw
and
the
go investigate.
fires going on over there near the guild houses.
Yeah, Elmon would have, between now and then, unless the nettle was coming in, when he was at the docks, he would have gone on to the captain to show him the paper that he had acquired.
Okay. You did. They were not available. There's some strange emergency they're dealing with on the west side of the city, one of the few guards of Dalengard says.
The smoke or the fire, is that anywhere near where Elmon knows the house of Iridithil is?
The smoke, the purple smoke, is somewhat in that. You're barely even able to see it, but
okay.
Kind of in that vein.
We need to go check that out first.
Check what out?
The purple smoke off in the distance.
I agree.
Where's the wizard? Avius!
I'm coming. I was just saying my goodbyes to the sea for Elmon.
Elmon's right here.
What? I mean,
Hurry up, old man.
Oh,
He
good.
beat us back.
Oh, good.
Well, Elmon, glad you made
Not
it.
gonna get out of a debt that easy.
Good to see you. I'm glad you're safe and sound.
Rill prestidigitates a bit and tries to clean his clothes. Looks like he's murdered someone.
Yeah, I cleaned up a little.
No, I was
after a whole
naked, so
day.
my clothes are clean.
It doesn't matter. There's cleaning going on.
Let's go check the city out.
Soft hands are brushing your no, whatever.
Ooh.
And Elmon leads the way, heading towards where he knows, like, the smoke that's closest to the house of Iridithil.
Okay. You start heading that way, making your way with alacrity quickly.
Post haste.
All right. You guys are sprinting through the city. You can hear multiple guard tower bells going on. You can hear a single guard off in the distance between a couple streets. You can't even see him, but just yelling, "Stay in your homes! Stay in your homes!"
Should we stay in our homes?
No.
And you guys are running, you said, to Iridithil's home?
Correct.
Okay.
Or to where whatever commotion is.
Elmon's
It's close to there.
the way I'm
Yeah.
following.
Okay. Did I pronounce that right? Yes.
You know I only moved 25, right?
What? Elmon's off in the distance.
Friggin' 90 move.
140.
You run and come across a few people on the streets are almost pretty much empty. And you see people looking at windows because you're one of the few that are running out in the streets. You round a corner and see a small group of people who are not hiding in their homes, and they're actually on the street. Two of them are hiding behind some crates that are set up, piled near a shop. It's nighttime. They're cowering. Two are cowering, and there's a third one, a woman who is engulfed in flames, screaming, and wherever she steps and wherever she walks and grabs and stumbles, that starts to light on fire. And there's small little fires spread out as she is just screaming and screaming.
We're going to have to put a stop to
How
that.
far away is she?
80 feet.
Avis casts web.
Okay. How are you doing? What's the placement? I don't understand.
Hey,
He casts kindling.
Alcohol.
He casts Tux medicated brain.
upon no, it's just a gut reaction. Avis like, "Oh my goodness!" and he just spreads out both hands towards her, and the sticky mass of web.
All right, you disgorge a massive amount of one of the most flammable spells that you have upon her.
Yes, but it keeps her in place.
All right.
For the moment.
He pees on an army and makes a. Never mind. I'm learning.
All right.
Just touches the bridge of his nose and his forehead together.
Rill's
shaking his head.
Rill's doing another thing. He's using his enchantments to try and douse the magic entirely
Okay.
by countering the spell.
It'll take.
Dispel magic is what would be required, not counter spell.
Did I have that?
That would have been smarter.
I do. I was just about to ask.
I was trying to do that. No. Yes, dispel magic.
All right.
And this will lash out in the form of tendrils, if you will, from the loot itself in some sort of luminescent form,
All right.
wrapping around the fire, containing it, squeezing it down, and trying to engulf it.
What level do you want to cast it at? Higher the level, the more likely you are to counter it.
She's pretty on fire, right?
She's like Johnny Storm.
She is hot.
I'm
Hot or
gonna
not?
Lit.
seeing as this seems very potent. I'll cast it at level 4.
All right. You cast it. The spell happens just as you describe. You start to clamp down. She's wrapped up in this almost stream of musical magical beams from your lute. They wrap around her. You kind of wince, Will, as you stop and the music stops and it comes away, and she is no longer engulfed in flame whatsoever. She screams for several more moments as she is plastered awkwardly halfway against the wall in this web spell. But she's not on fire, and you timed it well so that she did not light up the web on fire.
Oh, okay.
And so that's great.
Avis high fives real.
But some of the wall section about 10 feet away from her that was on fire just now starts to light the web. And it starts to spread out from the web.
It takes 4 rounds.
And then the wall collapses on her.
Put the arrow away that he was going to use to help.
Jesus, Elmon.
What? You cannot talk.
What? He was already dead.
Something's inside you.
He was already dead.
One of the men stands up from the crates. By the gods!
Elmon will head that way and try and start slicing through the web. Is that possible?
Sure.
Is there a water barrel or something nearby?
Yes.
Can't you dispel it? Are you able to dispel it?
Oh, I could prestidigitate it.
Oh, I thought you could just literally turn it off.
Oh, my own web?
Is it concentration?
Oh, I think it is.
If it's concentration, yeah. Just don't concentrate.
I'm not meta.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
You're going to leave it on? Wait till Elmon's halfway through cutting.
Long ago, I recall you doing this once before. I was just
You're
curious.
right. I stopped concentrating on it.
All right, poof, the web instantly disappears. The woman is just gasping for breath, exhausted. She drops to her knees and sits down, exhausted. Puck, you can hear someone crying out, just yelling, "Ah!" from one street over.
Does anybody, Puck will go investigate.
Okay.
I'll let, there's more screaming this way. I'm gonna go check it out.
I'm gonna go with Puck.
All right, the two of you sprint through an alleyway and come to the next street. You can see there is a man who is holding his ears and has his mouth open and can't seem to control himself, with incredible screaming sonic energy blasting out from his mouth. And wherever he moves, he's shattering windows and actually physically pushing things back. And there is a guy, a big muscular laborer type guy over him with a club who's just trying to crack this guy's head and back open.
Don't hit him! Don't hit him! And as I'm like, I'll cast level 3 Dispel Magic.
All right. Elmon, you may make a perception roll. Puck, you may make a spell advantage roll to try and cancel it because you didn't cast it high enough. Not advantage, I'm sorry. Just a spell.
The normal.
Yes.
12.
Plus your
Plus
spell
the modifier.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
I think you're like a +5?
It's a +4.
+4. You cast Dispel Magic, and it doesn't want to stop. He stutters for a bit, goes quiet, holds his mouth. There's more screaming, and then finally your dispelling sinks in, and he grows quiet. And he collapses unconscious on the ground. The guy standing over him just stops beating him for a second, not sure what to do.
I'm gonna put the arrow away.
Did you make a perception roll?
No, I sure didn't.
Oh, okay.
It was 6 total.
I'll go over and touch him and do a level 1 cure wounds on him.
All right.
For a 6 total.
All right. He starts to moan, and you can't tell if he feels a little bit better, but you see some of the bludgeoning damage has been helped a little bit that you dealt with. Rill, you can hear someone crying out for help. A woman, "Save him! Save him!" from another street.
Someone will get that.
That's totally fine.
Turn Davis, did you hear that?
What?
Okay, you wait here, I think.
Okay.
Rill runs off.
Where are you going?
I hear someone needs help.
Well, then I will come.
Oh,
with you.
And we're off.
And back to Puck, you see as you cast the healing spell on him, above him is this kind of fading light mist of purplish smoke that just kind of rises gently and then dissipates into the starry sky.
The guy that was beating him, I want to address him. Sir, can you help him inside? Get him off the streets, please?
I think we should kill this man.
No,
he's cursed.
He's fine now. What happened? When did he start screaming? When did he start?
He eyes you closely.
Elmon steps up beside Puck and kind of...
Something's happening in the city.
Make an intimidation roll with advantage, Elmon.
Natural 20.
Wow.
He said, "No offense, sir. I mean no offense to you and your friend."
People are going crazy in the streets. Can you help them? Help them. Both of you guys need to get off the streets. Get inside.
Yeah, I'll take care of him.
Okay.
Yeah, you will.
And he tosses his wooden little club and grabs the guy and starts hustling him into a building. It was Rill. You ran down a street and are quickly
stopping a moment, looking, trying to find the noise, and zip off into a new direction.
All right, you see a mysteriously cloaked, quickly moving figure, the only other figure out on the streets, giving you that assassin vibe or the woman sneaking away from illicit affair type vibe, just kind of looking your direction and then kind of slinking off down a road. Avius, you're right there as well. You see that as well, but you still hear on the opposite direction a woman crying out.
Seeing mysterious.
Do something! Don't just stand there.
I go after the voice.
Okay.
I will go after the cloak.
All right.
You heard something that way? I'll try and take care of this.
Oh, very well. Let's see you later.
And then we cut to the scene. We were both walking opposite directions back in the camera view. All right, Rill, you take another twist down the street, and you see there is a woman, her daughter, and a crowd of about 4 people that are pointing up. She's jumping, and you see someone trying to scale a bit of an awning, and they're not quite sure what to do. You look up, and you can see a small boy is tumbling slowly upwards into the night sky. He is about 30 feet up and just abeam the roofs of this narrow street as he's going up. And this boy just has no idea. He's like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory type bubble situation. And he's crying, ah!
Is he adorned with anything?
He's adorned.
He's all metal.
Eat him up! He's wearing very fine clothes, actually. You know, the belt and the cloak and that kind of stuff.
Okay. In that case, I walk away.
Hates the nobility.
Damn 1%ers.
I try to get under him and try to cancel any kind of magic that's binding him up.
Okay.
With the Dispel magic.
Casting Dispel magic. So the same chords of beamy music stretch out?
Yes.
Wrap around him?
And
how many chords? Level 1, level 2, level 3, or level 4 chords of music go out?
Well, in this particular case, I think I'm going to try to do level 3 chords. It's not as powerful as watching a woman burn alive, but...
You cast a slightly less powerful Dispel magic. Your chords just reach up, right? The range is good for 30, 40 feet?
30, 40,
I assume
I believe so, yeah.
I think it's like 120 feet, isn't it? Just want to make sure.
120.
Okay. Totally
we got some time. Play with it.
You make it dramatic. And your chords stretch out, wrap around, and boom, the effect is off, and he comes tumbling down almost as though your light chords are pulling him down.
Oh, okay.
Is the visual, and he's just dropping like a rock right towards you, Rill. You stretch out your arms?
Stretch out my arms.
All right.
Trying to catch. Yes.
Make an athletics roll. Your forte.
He keeps getting bigger and bigger.
You're like, oh, I'm small.
Wish you had more of that potion now.
Yeah, I know, really.
That's a space station.
That's no boy. Before he lands in my
Avius
arms,
appears out of nowhere. I've got it.
He knocks you out of the way. He has never been more serious in his life. Oh my goodness.
Before he alights into my arms gently, I tap my boots together, a la Dorothy, and activate the advantage for the day kind of thing.
It's saving throw.
Saving. Oh, is it saving throw?
I think it's saving throw.
Damn.
Yeah.
This boy is toast.
All right. He comes tumbling down into your arms. You reach out. Your arms come together. You close your eyes, and then you open to see if the boy is within them.
You don't like what you see. Here we go. Oh, that's not good.
Oh, dear.
What was it? You said athletics? 8. Ooh.
And you open your eyes and just like crack open one eye and just start to wince. The boy has hit the pavement. The mother screams and comes running over.
We can talk to him one last time.
What did you do? She brushes you aside. Some guy comes over and grabs you by the scruff of your neck and pushes you against the wall. What kind of wizardry is this? You've killed the boy.
He's not dead. Give me a moment. I'm helping, and you're in the way.
Make a persuasion roll, please.
25.
Jesus.
You're all in the way.
There's conviction in your eyes, and he even puts a hand on the lady and says, "It's all right. Stand back for a moment. Give him a chance."
And I run.
He'll be back. Don't worry. He's very persuasive.
He's just going to go get some.
I'll be back.
Anytime now, he'll be back. Should be soon.
He's being lowered in the grave. Don't worry, he'll be back.
Hope he comes.
God, I hate critical. So I start strumming the lute and playing, and it becomes that blue mist we're all familiar
So
with.
you're like, I can heal this
Can
child.
heal him.
You just walk up and start playing some lame green sleeve. They kind of look at each other and roll their eyes like, really?
Yes, so there's that kind of playing and laying on hands kind of thing, kind of kneeling over him, very respectful, but just strumming. And as I'm playing, there's just this kind of translucent mist that just kind of swirls around him, and I begin healing him to bring him to consciousness.
All right, how much are you healing him?
He's a small boy. How many levels is your son? He only made it to 1. He's 0.8 challenge rating.
Cure wounds is a D8
Yeah,
plus your
cure wounds. That should be
Level 1 cure
level
wounds?
1 cure wounds.
D8 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Bum, bum, bum.
You have healed a grand total of how much, boy?
Oh, but he fell. I'm going to change that. I'm going to make it a level 3 cure wounds.
Okay.
Because if he fell into the
Jesus.
quite a bit in there, I'm going to do
Fell
that.
30 feet.
Yeah, that's
probably
a lot.
an average of 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, I can't undershoot it. So let me make it level 4.
You're going to make it level 4.
I'm going to make it level 4.
Huge! The most healing spell you've ever done. This is more guilt than anything.
Yeah, it really is. I'm alive!
Please stop healing me, please!
He floats back up in the air.
Let's see here. We've got 11, 16 plus my casting modifier, right?
Yep.
Which is 20. Yep, 20.
20 health. The boy blinks and somehow starts to stir miraculously. Then he starts crying, "Mom!" And the mom starts crying, and she starts
silence.
She starts hugging him and like jerking his neck around because they don't know about immobilization in these days yet. But she's holding him tightly.
Puck!
And everyone's paying you no heed whatsoever, Rill.
I quietly drift into the shadows and walk away.
And Puck and Elmon, you guys, as you were dealing with your situation, wrapping that up, you can also hear a sound of a roaring bear
Oh, yeah.
coming from a street, and then you hear two people's voices getting louder. "It's a bear, run!" And you hear footfalls coming from an alley, and then you hear bear-like trampling behind them, and more roaring of a bear.
Just going back briefly, sorry, Real, doesn't just walk away. He tries to convince the crowd to go home,
Oh, okay.
get out of the streets.
You don't suppose it's another goblin? We gotta
unlikely.
figure out what the hell's going on. What's causing this?
I have no idea.
And where are two friends? Let's go find this noise. Maybe it'll attract them too.
Do you want to do anything about the bear?
That's what I'm talking
I
about.
mean, it's right there.
So two people come bursting out of an alleyway with terror across their eyes, and as they run and bolt right and bolt left, you two are standing just outside that alleyway, and you see filling that alleyway is the form of a bear, and a rage brown bear galloping straight down right towards you.
A person.
Probably.
You want to dispel it, or you want me to kill it?
I'll try to dispel it.
I mean, 6 one way.
Or it's a real brown bear. I just
Or it is. But with all the crazy going on, level 3, dispel magic.
All right, you cast.
Elmon will be backing that up with aiming the bow in the meantime.
All right.
I hope.
Yeah, like giving Puck his chance, but not putting all of his eggs in one basket.
So you got about 2 rounds before the bear's on you, and half of that 1 round is Puck weaving his little goblin hands to dispel it.
Whatever you're gonna do, you better do it fast.
Yeah.
Little druid shaman magic's being cast. He starts doing some little bear grunting type countering noises, and boom, the dispel magic fires off, and nothing happens, and you realize there is no magic upon this thing,
Jesus
and it comes
Christ.
barreling out of the alleyway.
The arrow flies.
Arrow
out.
flies, fire away.
How close is this bear?
It is 20 feet away from Puck, 22 feet away from you.
I will use my sharpshooter ability.
Okay.
It's still 22 feet away from me.
And
gives
the
extra
first
damage.
one most likely going to be a miss with a 7.
Okay, that
I'm
is
sorry,
a miss. Definitely.
8. Second shot, I will not use sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter never works for you.
I know.
I think it's one time it has.
It's worked a couple times. 20 to
You
hit.
hit with the second arrow.
Doing 12 points of damage. This would not be a monstrosity, would it?
This is not a monstrosity, no. Boom! You hit it with an arrow, and it flinches and keeps charging straight at you and Puck. And let's actually have you guys roll initiative, because I don't have it loaded up on my computer program. I think maybe the first time you guys have ever done that.
Is your sharpshooter, was that a feat purchase kind of thing? It was.
7.
God, it needs
Oh, really?
I know. Yeah.
All right.
It does. What am I adding?
Your initiative bonus? I know I always roll it for you. but-
19.
Okay.
Jesus.
You get to go first. So the bear is just seconds away from clawing Puck. It's got this big, meaty bear paw ready to rake him.
I really
And
want this sharpshooter to work, so I'm going to use it again. Good luck.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
Buck.
Jesus.
13.
13 is a hit.
All right.
So then 5, 9, 19 points of damage.
And you did 12 before?
Yeah.
For a total of 31.
If that's what that adds up to. then
Shoom,
yeah.
shoom. The second shot hits it dead square in the chest, and it just howls like crazy, but still keeps coming.
And my final arrow, not at sharpshooter.
Okay.
I really could have gotten it then. 26.
Total hit.
For 5 more points of damage.
And the bear dies and comes sliding into your feet, and you step aside, Puck, and Elmon, you just step back, and it just slides and lets
Actually, I
out.
just put my foot on its skull to stop it as it comes close.
It gives off this last sigh, and you see its rib cage just kind of give out its last breath.
He does his last breath, like Puck puts his hands on it, and like just feels his last breath go out.
All right, respectful in its
Where
death.
did this bear
You get
come
that, Avius?
from? There's no
Yeah.
way this bear was this close to the city naturally.
There's a man coming down that alleyway, kind of stumbling. Help! Help! And he's in the darkness coming towards you.
How far away is he?
You hear a squeak of a mouse nearby. He is maybe 40 feet away.
Oh, I got dark vision.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you guys both do.
Yeah.
It's a guy who looks to be some sort of shopkeeper. He's got the kind of apron on, more like an upscale shopkeeper, trying to look the part. And he's stumbling, trying to hold on to the walls. Seems like he's in some weird a phase, can't see or something like that.
What's wrong? What's wrong, sir?
I don't know. I need help.
Stop moving. Sit down.
He wants to get out of this alley, so he's stumbling towards the light of the street you're in. And he does so.
Elmon's knocked another arrow.
Yeah,
All right.
Help me! I keep summoning bears!
He walks over and he's trying to find some solace in some arms to crash into, and so he's heading towards you,
Nope.
Elmon.
No.
All right, you keep backing up as he comes, and then he stops and he drops to his knees, and then says, he has his hands up trying to make sure not to be threatening towards you. He says, I need help. And between his hands, shoom, a large cougar appears. You were not half wrong, Christopher. Shoom, this animal, this cougar appears. It ignores him completely and looks at you, Puck, and charges at Elmon, who's maybe 10 feet away. And it comes running at you, this completely normal-looking cougar. Roll initiative.
Yeah.
The four-legged kind, I assume?
Yes.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Jesus
jeez.
The city stops
What did you
and
get?
turns.
4. Okay, 4. Non-surprising.
Time ends.
Yeah.
Bonus action will be Hunter's Mark
Okay.
on the cougar. And then...
It will attack you if you don't get it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sharpshooter. Let's try this out yet again.
Good luck.
Yes, 23.
Good hit. And the sharpshooter benefit, it's harder to hit, but does more damage.
Yeah, it's an
Okay.
automatic plus 10 to damage.
Got it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
There
pretty
you go.
significant.
All right, so damage is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 22 on the first shot.
All right. That penetrates its skull and kills it.
Okay.
You're gathering dead animals here on this brightly lit, incredibly industrialish street.
You better stop that guy from summoning more.
A little white
Or I
mouse
will.
You have
follows
another
him out of
shot.
the alleyway.
Freaking hit him right in the head. Because that's exactly what I'm going to do.
I take a look around. Is anybody looking?
You can see there's a couple dark heads through lit windows from second floors and every so often in the street watching the
Can
excitement.
they see me?
Yes. It's a brightly lit street.
They're all up in the window. Oh, that's Elmon.
It just means you need more arrows, Elmon.
What are you going to do?
It's up to you.
Can you stop that? That's just...
Between the sound effects.
I don't mind it
and
up
the visual
here so
effects,
much, but
it's
down underneath the table is a little disconcerting.
I'm gonna have to. No, I'm not gonna put an arrow in him.
I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast at him then.
All right. Huck steps in front of Elmon and unleashes. What does Eldritch Blast look
Takes
like?
the morality from
It's
you.
a big blue,
Oh, yeah.
like a ball of energy.
Gotcha.
With a 21,
Hits.
16 points of damage.
This ball of energy it does like, I'm imagining a slight slow motion and then exponentially speeds up, slams into the guy and blasts him back into the alley. You hear no crawls for help and no sound, and just a little squeaky white mouse comes out of the alley.
I will put an arrow in the mouse.
Oh my god.
All right. The mouse is slain.
You could have maybe just tied his hands together.
This is weird. There's something. I'm not even talking to you. I don't know where the hell you are.
Exactly.
It is quiet and empty on this long street, and maybe 100 feet away there is just this cloaked figure, Avius, ahead of you. It is you and him, and he is not aware of you much and is just quietly walking along almost the middle of the street. Again, it's very quiet. The only sounds you do hear are guard towers off in the distance.
He's walking.
He is walking, and you can make a perception roll, if you would, please, real fast. With advantage, please. It's not that hard to spot, but I want to make sure.
11.
Nope, not enough. Never mind. Keep going.
Next.
Avius will walk quickly. He doesn't want to run and be loud to hear the footsteps.
Okay.
But he does want to catch up. So, however many turns that takes.
Okay. He's moved. So you're just trying to get up to him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You get within 50 feet. And before he finally looks over his shoulder, sees you, and turns around. And he hisses at you with a "Stay back!"
Oh, hi. Can I help that tickle in your throat there?
From under his robe, he pulls out a hand and holds it out like a stopping hand motion, and you can see a faint purplish smoke drifting up off of his fingers.
I cast counterspell.
He hasn't cast a spell yet.
I cast... He hasn't?
Nope.
All right.
He just said, "Stay back!"
With the smoke.
And with his hand, like his hand's ready to do something else.
Okay.
And he pauses.
And
he waits a second.
I say, "Well, very well. I'm just right here. I'm just trying to get down the street."
He sheathes his hand back under his cloak and turns around and scurries further off down the road.
And I just keep pacing.
Okay. You keep pace. He turns around and casts a spell at you.
I cast counterspell.
All right. What level are you casting the spell at?
Well, I'm going to do 3.
Okay. He blasts out a purple, small little icicle type thing of magical energy, followed by another one, followed by another one, followed by another one. Shoo, 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 shoo. All of them flying out at you. You're casting counterspell at level 3, correct?
Yeah.
You cast that. I've got it right up here. Takes a reaction. You're within 60 feet. Yep, you got it. And each of those things melt before they get halfway through, and instead of dripping into ice, they melt away into smoke and drift up, and you've countered that spell.
Stay where you are.
You hold your hand out. He pauses, and the two of you are facing each other like a Wild West showdown.
The camera pans in a 360 around us.
Puck rolls like a tumbleweed through the camera view. He's got one hand out. You've got one hand out.
Wizard War.
I want to do... where is it?
Rill comes out of the shadows and plays some dueling tune.
No. Oh. 1 minute, that's it.
What are you going to do?
Who are you? And I start to just start stepping towards him with my hand still out.
You're stepping closer than the 50 feet you are currently.
Yes.
All right. He says, "I am Tavin Zith, the man who will kill you." And he casts a spell.
I cast counterspell.
All right. He tried something a little different this time. And what level are you casting that at?
4.
4. Tried something a little different. He actually tried to little psych you out a little bit. He just tried to teleport away, and you see him fade, and then he reappears in the same spot, and he looks a little stunned.
I got your nose.
He looks left. He looks at you, and he is not happy. You may take an action. The counterspell does not take your action. That's your reaction.
Oh.
His action was to get out of there. Teleports away, reappears, looks confused.
I'm going to...
What is this?
Web.
You're going to cast web on him?
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
I do.
Oh, the range is good? All right.
Yeah.
And what level are you casting that at? Level 1, I assume.
It's a 2.
Oh, I thought it was a 1. It's
2.
You cast it at 2. He casts counterspell.
Oh.
He casts it at level 1, so he has to roll to see if he can break it because it's a little underpowered. And he got a 18, so he counters that. The web briefly appears and just turns into a light little web that flashes over him, and it becomes like real cobweb, just easily brushed aside inconveniently, but not sticky magic web. Then he launches with his opposite hand, and purple magic flashes out at you to cause harm.
Are
you running out of counterspell magic?
I do Misty Step.
What? How does that work?
I get to teleport 30 feet.
Oh, well, he still gets his spell to go off. It's not a reaction to a spell.
No. Misty Step is a reaction.
I'm not saying it's not, but it doesn't get to interrupt his action like a counterspell does.
Oh.
It'll still find you if you teleport, and it would still.
All right, then. I do counterspell.
Okay. What level are you casting it at?
Level 3.
Level 3. Your dispel fires off, and it is a purplish bolt of thick lightning to connect the two of you to zap across, and it is stronger than the dispel you cast. You must roll to see if you can cancel it.
So what do I add to my roll?
Your spellcasting modifier?
So
First
15.
wizard's duel we've had.
I know. That's pretty crazy.
15.
15 total is enough, and the lightning... you actually just bend away and it hits some lamp on the street with a zap, and there's sparks and a splash of fire. He kind of steps back a little bit. He's very wary now.
Can we rest?
Just a short rest.
Yeah.
Short rest.
Yeah, you both nod. You sit down next to each other, share some wine.
Are you ready then? Whether I am or not, you've been more than fair.
I cast, I don't even know how to say this. Otilic's Resilient Sphere.
Oh, that's a weird one you've never cast, I think. A sphere of shimmering force encloses a creature or object. An unwilling creature must make a dexterity saving throw. If they make it, they're fine. If they fail their dexterity saving throw, they're enclosed for the duration of the spell, which is concentration a minute. Range is 30 feet, so you get a little closer. You charge in towards him, and you cast Autulic's Resilient Sphere. He does not try and counter it. He's trying to save some of his energy and doesn't know what you were going to cast.
Okay.
Shoom, the sphere starts to form from above his head, starts to form around him, and he kind of tries to duck down and dive out of the way. It's going to make a dexterity saving throw. 12.
Again, no, not against my spell.
Does not. And boom, he actually slams into the side of this thing. This spell, nothing, not physical objects, energy, or other spell effects can pass through the barrier in or out.
Done. Nice.
Creature inside can breathe, but the sphere is immune to all damage, and a creature object inside can't be damaged by attacks or effects originating from outside. It's just a null concept. The sphere is also weightless.
Whoa.
Which creates...
Doesn't mean what's in it is weightless.
No, the sphere is weightless and large enough to contain one creature. And
several hours later, you're just rolling this thing back to the manor. Let's put him in our
trophy room. It only lasts for 1 minute, so I gotta get moving.
And he tries to find his footing and is slipping a bit on the curve of the sphere, and he stands up and he casts another spell, and just purplish magic is just splattering against the side between the two of you, but nothing happens. And he just kind of glares and he starts pushing on both sides.
Anything happen to him? Does he get like some recoil?
No, he does not.
Fire? No.
There's a little bit of motion to it. And he doesn't do anything. He's kind of defeated. He's not sure what to do.
I get on the opposite side and start pushing it back towards where I was coming from as fast as I can.
You get on the other
And
side.
I'm just like, help! Help! Puck! Elmon!
Make an athletics roll for overall speed. You'll get there, but this is speed.
Get where?
To his friends, he said he wanted to get to.
Oh, to his friends.
Ooh, 16.
16. You get on the other side and start pushing him back towards where you believe your friends are at. And this guy's just like, whoa! Silently. And then he's like hitting the bottom and then rolling partially. It's like those balls that had like water in the bottom for play type things. Yeah. And you're pushing and pushing like a wizard possessed.
Is he taking fall damage from just stumbling?
Yeah, maybe he
I'll
gets
kill you eventually.
Bludgeoning.
Rill, you were able to get the crowd to disperse after a bit.
Okay.
You feel confident. You straighten your shirt. You feel a little more calm about the damage that was done. And you're like, okay, everything's fine. And then you just hear, help! And you see Avius come down the road pushing this weird, opaque ball with some strange robe guy inside.
Translucent?
Translucent, yeah. What did I say? Opaque? Yeah, translucent.
I run up. Oh, what toy have you found here?
Some sort of wizard spellcaster, but
He looks in trouble. Let me free him.
no!
You bring it to a stop, and he's sliding up and sliding down and sliding up.
I can't maintain this spell very long. We need to figure out what to do. He's magical and just as powerful as me.
So what are we worried about? Just kidding.
Puck,
He's that dangerous.
Puck and Elmon, you guys can also come here unless you have something else you want to do.
I believe he might have something to do with that woman who is on fire.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Because
and Elmon comes on the scene. He's like, "What?
Who's that guy?
What have you been doing?"
he's a sorcerer, a magic caster of some sort, but he's quite powerful, and this sphere won't last much more than a few more seconds.
Elmon knocks an arrow.
All right. Elmon knocks an arrow on one side. Avis has got magic brimming in the other side. You got four corners surrounded with magic ready to go.
Rill is just holding his loot threateningly.
Black clouds come racing.
All right. The skies get dark
Lightning,
overhead. And then the bubble pops. The guy's standing. He's ready to go. And before anything can happen, you guys hear one more cry of a startled, frantic, almost panicky cry. This one is Elvish, coming from your friend Elmon. As lightning starts to emanate from your eyes and from your hands, and you drop your bow and you are panicking. You can't see. Lightning blasts out and blasts everyone on this street, which is the three of you other heroes and the guy himself. Each of you can make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, my dex is down by 1. That's my knifey dice.
For 3
No,
days.
disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage.
Oh, shit.
Sorry, buddy.
Well, hopefully some blue mist is in my future.
Well, hopefully Rill doesn't get knocked out by the lightning. Oh.
Dex saving throw?
Dex saving throw, please.
Saving throw, okay. 10.
10. And Puck?
Natural one.
Oh. Oh, I was just about to hit you with massive critical damage. Puck, you have something you want to do about that?
Rill
Puck
does.
might not, but Rill
Rill,
does.
sorry. Rill.
A blue mist appears.
Yeah.
This reminded me of...
said that, yeah.
What was the... Oh, it was Arkham that had the monster appears. Now this is Blue Mist appears. Blue Mist appears. Very gently swarms around you massively. What were you trying to do? You were trying
Does
to...
a dex saving throw to
Dodge lightning.
That was the dex saving throw. Okay. So you're very familiar. You've seen this blue mist before. It appears, and what you do is you see essentially a replay of what's happening. You see everyone just devastated by lightning. You, most of all, collapse to the ground, a smoldering heap. But you see a figure step up out of your body and step away, and you may re-roll.
Not much better with the 4.
Okay. And Avius, what did you get?
11.
All right. All of you take the full brunt of 32 electrical damage. I did not roll him, though. Let me check him. All 4 of you just get lit up by this crazy, non-ending electrical, bright, intense, thick bolts of white lightning blasting out from Elmon. Elmon, you also zap up some walls and tear like a burn marker. Well, you don't know this, but there's a burn mark across the wall you can't see. One of those oil lanterns that light up the streets hits, scattering
Dispel
flaming
magic.
oil.
Level 3.
Okay. You cast Dispel Magic level 3. You see the lightning fade briefly from Elmon, but that level 3 isn't quite enough power. You need to roll. Good luck.
12.
12 is not enough. Rill and Puck, you also have an action right now.
Cast Dispel Magic at 4.
Okay.
Spell at 4.
You cast level 4 and shoot, Elmon. You're able to close your eyes, you bring your arms in tight, and you are able to get yourself calm, and you are phased and out of sorts for a bit.
Sorry.
Rill is charging
Not
towards him
sorry
with the
to you.
blunt of his loot.
And Rill, you have an action?
That's pretty much it. I'm charging towards him with the blunt of my loot, and I stop before I clobber him.
Okay.
What are you doing?
And the man casts a spell and fades away.
I can't do
Can't do anything. He's tapped dry. And
Can I interrupt?
if you have a counter spell,
Oh,
I don't know if you do.
I do. I most certainly do.
I picked a bad time to fight 3 other spellcasters. Jesus.
All right.
You have that one ready to go? Nice.
I do.
So what level are you casting it at?
Level 3.
Okay. You do have to roll for that.
I rolled a 3.
All right. And shoom.
I'm on cast counterspell.
He fades away and disappears, leaving just a little bit of a purplish smoke behind.
Well, that's just fine. What do we do now?
I'm tired.
Those.
He had to have come from somewhere.
But where?
He's not here now. That's all that matters to me.
Have you ever seen magic like that, wizard?
Well, yes, I see it every day. I'm
No,
Avius
the
Catorum.
the purple smoke.
Oh, the purple smoke. I hadn't really noticed.
It's still coming off of you.
Oh, I thought that. Never mind. That purple smoke, you mean?
The streets are quiet. The 4 of you are standing there. No one else is on this road. Then there's just a little bit of a fire from the shattered lamp and the oil that spilled out. What would you like to do?
Avius kind of looks around to get his bearings and starts walking back towards the manor.
Okay.
Elmon grabs a hold of him before he gets very far. We have to.
Let's go talk to the guard.
We have to stop by the house of Iridithil first.
Okay.
And warn them. There was something I found out in the when we were separated that involves them.
Okay, let's
We
go.
start heading towards the Iridithil house.
All right.
Iridithil's home.
I think it's an extra R. Iridithil's.
Whatever.
It's very hard. If only I had the power to change the name, I would.
If
But
only.
I just don't. All right. You head there. That's in Midtown. Not
we
too
were
far away.
close to there, right?
Yeah, not too far away at all. Your original concept was the purple smoke was Iridithil's home. That did not turn out to be the case, but it was nearby. Not just just a short walk away.
Right.
You sprint over in that direction, and you are outside the beautiful carved gates. You can see the beautiful trees, even in the night sky, that rise up around it. And Elmon, you are immediately a little concerned when you see there is not the usual guards at the gate as you approach.
Something's wrong. There should be guards.
The gate is closed.
Everyone was ordered inside. Wouldn't they follow suit?
And
No.
the gate is normally closed at night, but there's always someone just inside who will always come to see who's causing trouble at the gate. No one comes.
Is the gate scalable?
The gate is scalable.
Can Avius
On an
just push
enterprise
the gate
level?
open?
Yeah, is it?
If Avius can.
hold up. I gotta scale it.
Avius, you touch the gate and push on it, and it is locked and does not want to budge.
Glennar never gave me a key. Maybe to a back
With
door.
that grin?
No, because
Really?
you can't put the accent on the proper syllable of her name.
That's true.
As we're all sitting there looking at the gate,
Who is this other elf you're seeing?
Puck's going to turn into an eagle to scout ahead.
Okay. You turn into an eagle.
And I'm going to go high.
Is
but
there
I'm
a
gonna, like,
burst of feathers when you do that?
There should be.
no,
I wanna, like,
Puck-
snatch
it
up some-
goes in, like, Puck just shrinks down to
Just
nothing
collects
in
them
a
down.
pop, and then there's...
Aren't you a
Bird.
large eagle?
No,
Yeah,
he's a
well,
Yeah, he
large
shrinks down to
giant-
nothing and then
giant
pops
eagle?
back out
Oh,
into
okay.
the size. And all the time, he never tells you. It's extremely painful. It's just like, eagle.
I kind of like it now.
All right, you pop into an eagle, and this is essentially a block of the city, a perfectly square block that's blocked off by this gorgeous stone wall with great ornamentation, and then it's a compound mixed with a garden with an arboretum style thing of several buildings, and you fly up above it.
And I just want to like circle and see what's going on in there.
You look and you see nothing unusual. It's quiet. You see no motion. You see no people.
But that's weird.
Just a quiet breeze.
Right? Because there's
a couple, there's probably
people that live in there.
There's anywhere from 10 to 25 people based on who's traveling through the city here at this place normally.
Avius looks up and says, "It's one of those magic beasts. We must take it down."
Elmon just ignores him and
Fires twice.
scales the fence if he can.
Oh, the gate?
The gate, yeah.
All right, you touch the gate and it immediately unlocks for you and parts open.
I did get a key.
It was his penis.
So you touch the gate, it parts open and unlocks. You're like, oh, and you kind of put this embarrassing foot down you're about to scale it with, and you're like, yeah, I meant to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like,
Go inside.
You go inside, and even though you've been here several times, Elmon, it's still a very refreshing, serene experience. You're actually trying to counter that to keep your edge, which is a bit of a challenge.
Yeah. What he says every time he goes,
Yeah.
And you step in. Yeah, all is quiet. You see the night sky. You still hear the ringing of the guard bells off in the distance, but it seems quieter, the outside sounds, the moment you step into the compound as well, which is also a normal occurrence here.
Real begins to strum some elvish tune that Elmon would be familiar with, and I endow him with inspiration.
Bardic inspiration. You get a bonus die if you need it.
Close the gate behind us.
All right, you close the gate. It instantly locks behind you.
Oh, that's not a problem later. And keep on going inside.
Right, and all your friends are inside with you.
Yes.
Right? Okay, just making sure.
Yeah,
I'm still circling.
You're over
Yeah.
I'll give Puck the signal.
I'm not. I'm gonna stay up there.
I speak common. I speak common.
And start heading towards, I guess, the inner chambers.
Okay. You do so. And you
put away the bow, the sword, and shield are out.
Sword and shield are out.
Yeah.
Ril's, you're still strumming music?
Yeah. To just, if anything, for my comfort. I know elves are not only a colorful lot, but they're damn dangerous. So I'm just like, don't kill me. Just playing that kind of music, just going through.
All right. And Avius?
I'm just walking. Yeah.
All right. You approach the main compound, a gorgeous building, slightly rised up from the ground, melded, kind of merged with a tree nearby. It's got lots of inlaid colors of wood, just fantastic artisanship. And there's the door there. Elmon, you've never had to touch this door. There's been people there that always open the door for you and let you in, and it's just strange, and you're right there.
Touch the door.
The door is touched. The door unlocks. You hear it unlock.
So, what are we looking for playing above the music?
This is just damn strange. This is not right. There's something going on here. And Elmon opens up the door and walks in.
I follow in behind him, but playing the lute backwards. I'm watching.
You're covering the six with the lute.
Six and play.
Avius is just looking at Real, wondering what he's doing. Why are you walking backwards?
I don't know. This place makes me nervous.
Elmon, you step inside. It is slightly dark inside that you haven't experienced. There's normally a silvery starlight that's a magical light effect they have going on in here. And that's still there, but much more subdued. And as you step in, you are caught off foot with an amazingly beautiful, long, slender, white sword pointed right at your throat. And at the other end is Glennerin Stormcaller.
Hello, darling.
Wow.
I'm so excited.
She sighs a big relief. She's her sword. and comes up and gives you a hug and holds you tightly. She's held you tightly. You've been a little close, but you've never done it in any public. She's been very cautious around the other elves and stuff, but she can't help herself and just holds you tightly. She says, it's good to see you.
Avius kind of walks up and wants to be part of the group hug.
He gets kicked.
All right. She says, what brings you here, my dear? Your timing is unusual.
I was concerned for you and for the other elves.
The music now turns more to a Zelda fairy music.
I sensed something was wrong here.
Well, your sense is keen as always. We were informed by the commissar that there's some sort of attack or possible multiple attacks by orcs. They have no fondness for our kind, so we have dispatched the majority of ours to help this city out. It is just my father and I that remain here.
Elmon will hand over the slip of paper that he found.
I don't read common.
Well,
Just kidding. She takes a look at it. And what do you make of this?
I found this out in the encampment outside of the city. I assume this is a reference to Iridithil's home. They are going to attempt to destroy it in some way.
Well, not if we can keep them from the city walls.
It seems like they might be planning something from underneath, from maybe the sewers.
She looks frustrated. I agree.
Are there any entrances to the sewers from here?
No.
It's called plumbing. Sorry.
You might be small enough to flush.
She turns to you and says, I absolutely have faith in your tactical prowess. What's your recommendation?
Who else is here in Iridithil's home?
My father, who is in no shape to travel, and myself. So you have the full disposal of the Iridithil army standing before you, and she stands proud and tall.
We have to see what else is going on in the city, and I suspect they might be trying to make an attack underneath from the sewers. We should, hopefully my companions will wish to join us. We'll search under the city and make sure that Iridithil's home is safe, but...
How much time do we have?
I have no idea.
Well, we're fairly badly wounded. I don't know we're going to stand up much to an orc onslaught.
I'm quite tired. Even a short rest would be beneficial.
Well, if it needs doing, it needs doing. But what are you saying, Elmon?
We just need to see if there's immediate danger to this place from the sewers. There may be orcs already in the city attempting to do something nefarious from underneath. And we need to find out if that's the case.
All right, how do we go about it?
The entrance to the sewers that we know about, there's at least 2 of them that we've been there before. Are they anywhere near this place?
Nope, but you think if you spent maybe 8 minutes or so wandering around the streets nearby, you can find a pretty obvious
entrance. We just need to find an entrance to the sewers and get down there and see if there's an immediate danger. If there's not, then we go rest. If there is, we deal with it.
Just give me 10 minutes.
Let's go.
Elmon leaves, not letting the wizard rest. The tired wizard got done with his first wizard battle.
I am going to be useless.
And everyone's at like half or less.
Half or less.
10 minutes. All right. Very well. May we take a brief respite here
She says, of
My
course.
companions are tired. Little eye roll.
She escorts you to,
Can one of you, like, attract Puck's attention and let him know it's, like... Puck will come down and, like, join the... actually, as I'm out there, I kind of want to do the wide circles, and part of the city was on fire. Like, Can I see anything that's going on over there? Anything interesting, like any other like giant major happenings in
you
the city?
see nothing giant major. If you want, you can fly out, but that'll take time to fly out towards the fire and then fly back.
Well, they've been screwing around.
Well, you would be part of the rest time, is what so it's your choice.
Okay, no, I'll join up with them.
You land down into the nice grass and join them. She escorts you to a small, quiet meditation area where Elmon's very careful that you guys don't muddy it up and don't touch the curtain there and just...
Keeping an extra close eye on Avius.
Can I retcon something real quick?
What do you got?
All those times I casted Counterspell, I would have also triggered Arcane Ward.
The protection shield,
Yeah.
because it's in your abjuration. Yeah, you have,
Right.
so let's just say it triggered it after the fact, and
So I have 19 more hit points.
you have full shield up now. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
How long does that last for?
That's 8 hours. No,
think-
it lasts until
I think it's all day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
I want to be a wizard.
All right, you guys are able to rest for about 10 minutes. You get a short rest. You can spend hit dice to get some hit points back, and I believe, Rill, you also have a song of rest that might help.
Absolutely. Everyone can add a D6.
If you spend one or more hit dice,
One
you
or
can
more.
add a D6.
Not
to heal.
one for each, just one.
And I did not use my Bardic Inspiration, which I think only lasts 10 minutes.
10 minutes. So it'll
And
burn
you
up.
can have that back.
Fortunately, I get these things
Wow.
back after short rest.
Yeah, the fact that you get all those back, Rill, your Bardic Inspiration on short rest, that's a huge power spike.
That is,
Elmon will leave these guys
Add 10 to
there after he feels content that they're not going to muck anything up.
Okay.
And go
you had it.
hang
You
out
had
with
it
his
to do
girlfriend.
All
I
right.
need to let everybody let me know where you're at.
add 10 to mine. I'm at 32 plus the 19.
So
Stop
she...
in and say hi to Dad.
Yeah.
Did you do any?
I'm at full health.
He dealt the damage. He didn't take any damage. He took no damage. You're speaking with her. You spent a few moments with her. I'm grateful that you're here, and I'm caught off guard by everything that's happening tonight. It's an ill night. I want you to promise to be as careful as you can.
I'll be as careful as I always am.
That's exactly what I'm concerned about, she says with a smile. And how can I help?
Protect the home.
Just I will absolutely do so. And she provides some refreshment, some water that tastes fantastic, some fruit that tastes fantastic, and everyone gains 5 temporary hit points.
Damn, I spent... Oh, it's temporary. Okay.
Temporary. There's like a little shield
I
Okay.
like it.
on top of your...
So I have plus 19 plus 5.
Yeah, and the 5 will get hit first.
Okay.
Yeah, nice. You guys feel a little bit rested, and Avius gets just a little bit of spell power back, I believe.
4 levels.
And you guys head out. What's your plan?
Get into the sewer and get underneath Iridithil's home and make sure that there's no orc threat
Okay.
or a threat under there immediately.
All right. You walk around a couple streets. The streets, again, are empty. You still hear some guard tower bells ringing. They're not ringing as loudly or as frequently. You are able to, after a few minutes, find an entrance to a sewer off an alleyway. It's blocked a little bit by some garbage and heaps of stuff, and you push it aside, and you descend down into the sewer. The smell hits you once again. It's a smell you hope not to smell for a long time, and it hits you like a wave. The sound of bubbling, goopy stuff also assaults your ears. Who's first down?
I am.
Make a Constitution saving throw or puke.
13.
All right, you heave a little bit, but you're all right.
Elven water going in.
That's the most beautiful puke you've ever seen.
My temporary health.
You're down there, and you're just going to explore, you said?
Yeah, head towards, like, underneath Iridithil's, like, where Iridithil's home would be.
Okay.
Looking for, again, this, whatever, the boom, orc boom, arid home.
Okay.
So look for signs of orc or...
Make an investigation roll with advantage.
Around there.
What are we looking for?
Investigation would be 14. Anything that doesn't belong. Orcs.
Oh, we don't belong.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm on.
Something's dangerous down here, but no idea what it is.
Several more minutes go by, and walking along the little ledges, there's a ledge on the right side and the left side with weird goopy sludge moving between you. Elmon, you are able to spot in the lead. You don't see anything standing out of the ordinary other than disturbance in this floor, the very floor you're walking on, this ledge that looks like a lot of scuffling, a lot of movement of heavy objects have been dragged across the floor.
Can you tell which way they went?
They came from you can tell. Yeah.
And follow the way that they go.
You totally can. Okay. And someone other than Elmon, whoever's next, can also make an investigation roll.
Puck's last, so I don't know where you guys are at.
Avius will be next.
Avius, right behind Elmon. Go for it.
It's on.
This is also with advantage.
22.
Ooh. Once inside the sewer, it's not that big of a concern for them of stealth and secrecy, so you, Avius, are able to spot on the far ledge a crude hammer-like tool that has a very orcish vibe to it. Very sharp, very crude, kind of angular, slightly curved handle. Definitely stands out.
I found this! And I'm waving a hammer.
Does not
over my
look
head.
old.
It's on the other side.
Yeah.
It's definitely orc craft. They've been here. There's drag marks, something heavy. Iridithil's home is in danger. We need to continue to pursue this.
Okay. Lead on.
Continuing. Do you want to go, I asked this a lot, fast or stealthy?
Stealthy.
Stealthy. Going stealthily, you walk along. You find your ledge is not the most stable, and you have to make a tactical decision as you're walking along this ledge. Somehow they have gotten some sort of supplies or crates or barrels past this. You're not sure how, because you are now walking along a very thin ledge that can hold your feet. And you stop and you're like, this isn't the right way. And then you can hear some order grunt noise from far up ahead echoing over the gurgling sludge.
Can Puck understand any of it?
No, it's too far away. You just heard an essence of a sound.
Okay.
But again, you're not sure how they got past this way. And the very small little ledge you're on, Elmon, even starts to crumble a little bit. It's like made up of two large pieces of stone. It's some part crumbles. The whole thing starts to disbalance as though it's going to come loose. So you have a choice. Keep everyone together, but risk things for weight purposes, slow down and try and go one at a time, or you can just split up and go on the other side of the ledge.
Go now, quickly. And Elmon.
Elmon goes across quickly.
Quickly now.
All right, it's a fast sprint across. Elmon, make an athletics roll.
Oh, damn it.
Sorry, boys.
Oh, and these will also be with advantage, so keep that roll and add advantage. Everyone make advantage.
17.
All right. Avius is next. What do you get?
8.
Woo! Rill's next.
Rill's next.
Puck's in the rear.
8.
Athletics with advantage.
No, that's it. 8.
Okay.
15.
All right. So, Elmon, with ease and light touch and grace, gets across with ease, turns around like, come on. And Avius, you run, almost slip and go, whoa. And then you stop for a moment. Rill hits you, and the two of you go tumbling down into the sludge.
Before I tumble,
I tried to move between his legs.
Before I tumble, I cast Misty Step.
Okay.
And I fall.
Oh, I'm so glad I got.
There's one way for you to stay safe, Rill, and it teleports away.
I fall onto the platform on the other side.
Boom! Avis is safe on the other side with a grin. Rill, you are tumbling down into sludge. You have a nanosecond to decide what you want to do.
Not fall in the sludge. How's that for a nanosecond? I just try to clamber on. Hold on to a ledge. Actually, the ledge is giving way. It's gone?
It's starting to give way.
How far is the leap across?
Oh, shoot. Maybe 15, 20 feet. Yeah, good luck with that.
I'll just try to grab to the ledge. So Avius was in front of me, so I'm reaching out to him, but he goes away. I'm trying to quick grab onto
your right leg slips out, your whole body starts to tumble, you grab onto the ledge. Any normal size hero would be splashed in because you're smaller than normal. There's a bit of a gap between the ledge and the top of the goop. You can make a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage to grab onto some sturdy ledge piece.
I would like to use my boots to counter the disadvantage. My boots try to find that ledge.
The saving throw helping boots.
Yes.
The magic boots get clicked.
Straight. I'm assuming it goes straight.
Yeah,
now.
sure.
Okay. And that was a saving throw of 6 and a 25.
Whoa.
You grab onto the ledge, your momentum kind of swings another way and swings you back up to the top, and you roll onto a stable part of the tiny ledge, tiptoe over to Elmon's safe spot, and you're like, ta-da!
Keep it.
Ta-da! Did you see it?
Keep it down.
My God, that was impressive!
I love these boots.
And then Puck just walks right up behind you.
You just kissed your
Yes.
feces soaked
I know.
boots. That's awesome.
It's elven feces, so it's better.
And Puck's right there with no problems whatsoever.
Olgrim would have loved this.
Splash.
You would have just jumped in it from the beginning.
God damn it.
And then
in fact, you do see
every time
I go take out the trash, this is what I get.
A rowboat just rowing down the way.
Puck, you hear elves from orcish words. Up ahead, you can see there are 3 orcs, 2 on one side of the ledge, 1 on the Avius's side, and one of them's pointing at Elmon and the rest of the quote-unquote elves with him, and the orcs come charging on the slightly wider edges, heading right towards you guys.
Perfect.
Weapons drawn. One is firing a bow, that's on Avius's side, and the others are charging down the ledge. All right, so you've got 2 orcs on one side that are charging towards the left ledge, let's say, and on the right ledge is 1 orc who's firing a bow over towards Avius's side. Let's go ahead and get some initiative. I will be rolling that one for you guys, and I'll bring it up in just a second.
I just want to beat Elmon once. Just one time.
You have before.
Oh,
I mean, not recently, but
yeah.
you have.
All right, new round of combat. Begin now. All right, first up, obviously, is Avius Catorum. Wow!
Avius Catorum, who's ready for adventure? Firebolt.
Firebolts.
In the methane-filled... That's the big boom.
Into a fireball.
Behind them, by the way, is a wider platform and then a small doorway that looks to head towards some segmented area of the sewer.
So, that does 6 damage.
You got to hit.
You gotta.
It's an attack. It's a spell attack roll,
It's an
not an
attack
auto spell.
roll. 20.
20 is a hit. Shoot. Your fire blasts. This is on the archer on your side, I'm assuming? Okay. And how much damage?
6.
6. Big, meaty, lame 6 damage. He is hit.
I light his arrow on fire.
Next up is the orc who is closest to Elmon, who charges forth and slashes at you. Where's he at? Yeah, twice with his sword. Where's my other die? Here we go. Elmon, you are attacked with a 10 and a 22.
22 hit.
22 hits. You block the first blow with your bow, I assume you have out.
Yeah, but I'm probably switching.
All right, you block the first blow with your bow, using the momentum to have it swing around your shoulder into a tucked position. The second one, though, as you're trying to draw your rapier and shield out, gets through and hits you for 6 slashing damage.
All right.
Next up is the archer orc that Elmon you hit.
No, Avius hit him.
I'm sorry, Avius. God bless America. He fires. He's actually shooting twice with his bow, and he's not shooting at you, Avius. He's shooting at Elmon.
Okay.
The obvious elf of the group. Elmon, I'm assuming a 9 is a miss and a 20 is a hit.
Yep.
That is 7 piercing damage. You are hit. Die, elf! He shouts, and next up, finally, is obviously Real Stump Runner.
Damn it.
You still might beat me. Because it's either you or I next.
With a gleeful cackle, I live up to my name, being Stump Runner. I dash through the legs of Elmon.
We'll consider Elmon difficult terrain, so it'll cost you 2 spaces.
I dash through the legs of the orc.
All right.
I dash through the legs of the orc, acquiring 1 opportunity attack. If he has the ability to attack.
You will need to make some acrobatics to make that happen.
I will?
That is not a normal pass-through concept there. Yeah. It's a little narrow ledge. So you're through Elmon, and now you're trying to run through this orc's legs. Make an acrobatics roll, please.
Even though this would be my halfling nimbleness, which is my racial ability.
What is the halfling nimbleness?
Says you can move through the space of any creature that is a size larger than mine.
Ignore everything I just said. That was awesome. Wow. Yeah, you slip through with ease. You're going past the 2 orcs, as you said, drawing a opportunity attack. Mm-hmm. He swipes, almost hits his friend, and you're right behind him. Nice.
Flanking! To which, as I dash through the legs of the little friend, I turn towards the orc that I'm closest to, and I whisper a little bit, and I go, "Did you ever hear the one about?" And I unleash upon him the hideous laughter.
Uh-oh. Hideous laughter. I think that's a wisdom saving throw?
It is a wisdom saving throw.
All right, we all know orcs are known worldwide for their wisdom. Ooh, he got a 15.
15's enough.
Oh.
15's enough. He's heard this one.
He has heard that one. He just barely got that. I can't believe it. Does that cancel the whole effect?
It does cancel the
I think it does.
Yeah.
That's painful. What level spell is that?
That's a level 1.
Oh, okay, good. I thought it was much worse than that.
No.
Hideous laughter. I've got it right here. Wisdom saving throw. Yeah, he's good.
I think it'd be great if I could cast it higher, but it's one of those I can't.
Yep.
The joke gets more powerful.
Okay, Rill is done. Next up is Elmon Yavel. Sorry, Puck.
It's all right.
Elmon will...
You've got one guy right in front of you, toe-to-toe.
What's my chances of actually knocking him into the water compared to just attacking him?
You can certainly make that your effort. Instead of doing raw damage, you can try and toss him in there. And it's a drop. It's how tall are you, Rill? 3 feet?
Yeah.
It's a 3-foot drop before you even touch the sludge.
Is it fast moving? Is it stagnant?
It's not stagnant. It's medium-ish moving, so it wouldn't whisk him away in rapids. But again, it's sludgy.
Okay.
Not going to die, but totally going to be messed up for the fight.
Yeah, I'm going to basically try and just barrel straight through him to the second orc.
All right.
Using my shield to just kind of plow him.
Make an athletics roll, and you will get advantage.
I need to make the athletics roll to get advantage?
You're making athletics roll with advantage.
Okay.
Versus him. Oh, it's not going to be good enough. I got a 21.
22.
What? what?
Wow.
Nice.
He holds his ground.
No.
And you have this, like, you're messing with my friends. And you push and you send him, and kadoosh, he goes splashing into this goop, and it's just like, ah! And he has lost his weapon.
Okay.
And is several feet below you and is trying to claw up the sides, can't quite grab it because it's also deep, unnecessarily fantasy deep sewer. And now he's going to spend his next turn just trying to find some ladder somewhere to get back up.
Do I get a second attack?
No.
Okay.
We'll count that your attack. You can step in if you want towards the next one.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. I'm going to move in and
Bump, bump, bump. Puck, you're up.
I'm going to hit the guy in front of Avius because I don't really want to cast Eldritch Blast through Elmon. So I'm going to go after him.
Oh, gotcha. Across the corner.
Oh, that is a natural 20.
All right, max damage.
16.
nope, max damage.
20. Sorry.
20 total damage.
Yeah.
Wow, that's your biggest Eldritch Blast. And that guy has already been hit before.
For 6.
Yeah, big 6. Shoom, your ball arcs across and smacks him and hits him against the wall. I think he took maybe 10 points from your spell, another 10 points from the wall.
Nice.
He's still standing and just shaking his head. And you are not last, Puck. Orc number 2 gets to go. That's the one real you ran up behind. He turns around and gives you a kung fu kick boot to your face with an 8. He misses
Goes
and
way over his head.
yeah, he would have just killed you instantly, a normal sized person. And instead he grabs onto you, doesn't kill you with his sword. Instead he just grabs onto your shoulder and your clothes and your armor.
As he grabs on, I go, oh no.
He grabs on, but he's done this turn. So he has like a light grapple on you this turn. It's a new round, and our round leader obviously is Avius Catorum.
Obviously. With firebolt.
More firebolt. At whom?
The archer. A natural 20.
Jeez.
So 20 points of damage.
20 points.
Guy's having a bad
Yeah. Poor guy. So he gets slammed against by a blue sphere, and then he stumbles and shakes his head from the damage. And then how does he get finished off, Avius?
Yeah, he's kind of like stumbling back forward, and all he sees is just this big ball of fire coming straight towards his face.
And I imagine he's doing that as he's zoomed in with his bow, and he just sees this fire just taking his zoomed vision up. Nice. He is gone. Avius is done unless you're moving.
Yeah, I'll move up towards Real as much as I can.
I think that's pretty good. Maybe slow down for the thing.
Yeah.
Orc number 1 moves 2 spaces further away. He is getting slightly carried away by the sludge, and he is looking for a ladder that's maybe a turn or 2 away. He's really just taken out of the combat for a bit. Real, what are you doing?
He has his hand on me.
There's like orc, yeah, right next to you.
Hand on me. I take his hand and I lean into him again and whisper ever so slightly, "If you break a piece of crumb, what do you have?" And I bestow curse on him with that bit of intellect.
Okay.
And he spends his time in thought on that one. He has to make a wisdom saving throw.
What?
Creature.
Davius as well.
Creature must succeed in a wisdom saving throw or become cursed. All right, here he goes. Critical failure.
Yeah.
He ponders that for the rest of his life.
Yeah, basically.
Everything that's about to happen is all up to you. What did you just do? He critically failed this curse.
He just sits there in abject thought. He lets go and just he can't let go of the thought and just stands there in a little bit of horror but a little bit of awe that he just can't get away from this. This is like he's realized he's in a game.
I am but a miniature.
And he just looks up at the sky.
Giant hands move my fate. What are these polyhedrals near me? Yeah, he lowers his weapon and he just stares at you and blinks and like all hope is like he just looked at Cthulhu is what just happened.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
With my other hand, I kind of wave him over.
All right, there's only one orc really in any commission, and that's the one that's slowly getting pushed back by the sludge. What do you guys want to do? Combat timing is over.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I would like to dispatch the first, or just the tip, like Rill sees the tip of the sword come out of that orc's chest.
Okay. It may not even be that necessary. You may just need to tip him.
What does necessary have to do with it?
Okay.
And then
Rill, you have this quiet moment. The guy's looking at you in abject terror, but he's very quiet. And then just like this chest burster scene, and just this rapier just comes piercing right through.
He comes out and then tossed into the sludge.
Rill is now covered in gore and kind of panicking.
Lost in abject terror. And there's still the one that was in the sludge.
I'll hit him with the Eldritch Blast.
All right, it takes 2 or 3 times, but you are able to finally obliterate the guy. Stop, please! And he is dead, weirdly magicked, charred, and floats away. You can hear orcish orders still being barked further ahead up the tunnel.
Let's go.
Avius goes through the little wall there, the little hallway there.
You go through the little hallway. You see you're in a small room that kind of has a large bit of valve machinery in the middle of it. And you're like, please, no puzzles, no puzzles, no puzzles, no puzzles. And there's valves and pipings and some gauges and stuff. And there's a door on the other side. And as you approach that and head through that, you can see a much wider chamber that has some fenced railing type stuff. So it's got the same ledges on the left and right side, but they're now wider. You can run full speed. It's not dangerous you're going to fall into. It's got some side room things off to the sides. And at the far end, maybe about 60, 70 feet, is another open chamber at the far end of this kind of longish rectangular room that has several orcs in it. There are some on these little balcony edges on the sides. And that was, well, yes, Elmon?
No.
Avius, you were, and Avius, make a stealth roll, Avius. Bump, bump, bump.
10.
Okay. And you totally have everyone's attention as you are standing in there. And the orcs see you. There are several, again, on the balcony, and one calls out in orcish, "Blow it, blow it! Elves!" No, not elves. He sees you. Old men? I don't know.
Wait, don't worry about this.
We're under attack. Blow it! And orcs start scattering to the side chambers, and it is absolute chaos. All right, let me pause it. Reveal.
Yeah.
When are you going to teach your wizard friend the art of surprise?
Actually, if Iridithil's home gets blown up, I will kill him.
You got to save that. So now we know. We won't want to be a part of it.
Oh, yeah.
We spoil it.
These are wet erase. There was wet erase on here from years and years ago, and again, one spray just instantly come off. These are fantastic. So this is kind of I said rectangular. It's more of a octagonal structure, and there are some orcs.
Hexagonal.
Hex?
Oh, you're right. You sorry. Can count.
So I said it was rectangular. It's actually more of an octagonal structure. There are about 3 orcs inside this octagon section. It's rimmed by railings. There's even a railing that cuts across the heart of it. And in the middle, again, is this flowing sludge that kind of will go to where you were before. On the opposite side is that's a large alcove. You can see there's a couple barrels, red barrels, exploding doom style barrels is the concept there, that they have been moving around. Some are prepped up and primed, some are not. There's one on a far railing, maybe 40 feet away. There's a bunch more in the far alcove. Also of interest, Avius, you have spotted, though, there are doors on the left and right side of this octagon that have been opened up, and you saw several orcs run into these side rooms, and the door on the right was closed behind. The one on the left was not. So once that order was given out, boom, people scattered. It is a new round of a new combat. Let me remove the dead orc here. And add.
How big are these barrels?
They're not too tall. They're a little bit taller than you.
Like this?
No. They're maybe the height of that band. So what is that? 3 feet, 2.5 feet, 3 feet? 3 feet tall.
All right.
New combat. Let me get rid of this guy. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble here. Off. What? I killed everyone. I meant to make everyone alive.
Nope, everybody's dead. Sorry.
There we go. Dead.
We win.
Real begins to write a tune about how Avius saves the day.
There's a quick way to kill a bunch of orcs.
I'm gonna John Belushi your loot if you write that song.
Too soon. No.
Hello. There we go. And there is one larger orc calling out the orders. He is at the far side of the octagon in the larger alcove is where we're at. So, what did I say? New round. Let's bring in the orcs and hit new combat. Best of luck. And first up is the orc leader. He barks out a battle cry. Stop that! Let's see. Yeah. He's saying an orc, so Puck, you can translate as necessary. I'll kill that man and anyone who comes in. They all die. And that emboldens the orcs around them with a rage, his battle cry. And he then moves over and he starts messing with some barrels in the corner. That's the end of his turn. And next up is Puck.
Serious?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, you go last. Spell cards in hand. It's ready to deal out.
Shuffles some spells and deals one out.
I'm all in, baby.
I'm going to thorn whip that guy at the far end.
You have absolutely no vision. You're in this small little chamber here, and you've got some machinery blocking the way.
I'll move up.
And there's a wall here and a wall here. Avius is in the doorway.
Is in the door.
Yeah. You can go through them, though.
Yeah, I'll go through him.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4. That's 20 feet.
Yep.
Okay.
And then thorn whip him.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 feet away.
It's also a 60-foot spell now. I suck using this spell, so I'm going to use my inspiration dice.
Okay.
A 27.
Jeez. You shoot, you
How
little...
I feel with my sharpshooter.
Yeah. You lash it around his throat, and what do you do?
It's like 2d6, but that's not the point. I want to pull him into that slug.
All right.
So he takes 6 damage.
He takes 6 damage, and you yank him over the railing into the sludge. I'm going to give him a dexterity with disadvantage chance to try to hold on. Natural 20 or a 2.
I think I'll take
with
the
disadvantage, 2. He takes the 2. He goes spinning in with a grasping. And you're now essentially fishing with an orc at the end of your line.
That disappears
All right.
as soon as he hits the shit.
Gone. Nice.
I'm dirty up my thorn.
Next up are the orcs themselves. One comes closing in on you, running alongside the balcony edge.
Bring it.
And he strikes once, misses, and Puck, I'm going to give you an opportunity attack with some sort of something you have in your hand. What do you have in your hand?
All I have is I had my shield.
Okay, make a Make some sort of unarmed blunt shield attack.
7.
All right, he swings and misses. You swing with your shield and miss, and then he swings and I'm guessing connects with a 20
Yeah.
for only 6 points of slashing. Swing, miss, swing, slash. He hits. There is another orc on the left side of this octagon across the railing. He's firing at the old man in the doorway with his bow, and that is you, Avius, with a 12 and a 16.
16 hits.
You are hit for 7 piercing damage.
Okay.
And there is another orc on the far side. He runs a little close back into the octagon room. He's on the other side of your octagon room, and he also brings out a bow. But he's only going to be able to get one shot off, and this will be a puck. Critically hits you for 11 points of piercing damage. Ha ha! The orc says.
Jeez.
Elmon, you're up.
Elmon will use his move to get as close to the door that has the red chip on it.
Elmond, you're here. What's your move? 1, 2,
35.
3. You would be blocked, I believe, by this guy.
Okay. We're not going to consider him difficult terrain.
No.
Okay.
You're a bit bigger than real.
There is a railing. I would let you do some disadvantage acrobatics to run along the railing beside him and triggering opportunity attacks if you really want to.
Falling in
Gamble.
to-
Oh, that's me now.
But I would have a shot on the orc leader.
Yeah, you can barely see him sticking out.
Bonus action will be Hunter's Mark.
Yeah.
Nice.
You said I can barely see him sticking out, so he's under partial cover, is that correct?
He has partial cover.
And which is nullified by my sharpshooter.
Nice.
But I'm not using
The special sharpshooter
the special
shot.
sharpshooter, but he doesn't get advantage for cover. It's one of the other advantages of it. I'm using my regular attack.
Regular shot.
28.
28. I know it's going to hit the orc commander.
I want to know who that doesn't hit.
It's going to be 10 points of damage on the first shot.
Got it.
And the second shot is going to be with a Mastercraft Ilnorn arrow. And that's going to be a 20 to hit.
Hits. What's the damage?
Bear with me.
I was just promoted. His life ends brutally.
The Hunter's Mark, is it every attack that I get? I get the 1d6?
I believe so.
Yeah, until it's when you get deal 1d6 damage to the target whenever you hit with a weapon attack.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is going to be 15, 19, 25
Ooh.
points of damage.
Shoom, you hit him. Do you want... I'll give you the good news first.
Uh-oh.
The good news is you interrupted his plan that he had. Things aren't going to go exactly as he had envisioned. And his plan was to light the fuse on this particular section of explosive barrels he has tucked in the corner of this alcove. He thought he was behind cover. So that does not go to his plan. And so he does not trigger that the way he wants. The bad news is because he dropped it immediately and triggers an explosion. There is a huge and boom. The whole place rocks and everyone does little Star Trek sliding to the left, sliding to the right. I need the two up front on the railings, Puck and Elmon, to make dexterity saving throws or get tossed over the railing. Scheiße.
24.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
That's 3 tonight.
Puck, you can be on the other side of that orc if you want.
Yeah.
All right, Puck, you fall over the railing, but you swing around the railing and end up back on top of the balcony.
Cover your heart, Indy.
On the other side. There's a huge explosion from the far end of the octagon in the alcove. The commander is obliterated by the explosion. Fire comes out and damages and blasts the orc on the far side into the sludge and damages this orc as well. And everyone except Rill needs to make a dexterity saving throw. And Avius, I'll give you advantage because you have another one. This is for fire damage.
Just watch this room just light up.
Yeah.
Wow.
16.
26.
16.
All right. Good. Each of you take 8 points of fire damage. Don't forget any shielding type temporary hit point stuff. Boom! Fire engulfs the whole place. And everyone's just in shock for a moment. And Elmon, your turn is over. Avius, you may go.
I was gonna cast Gust and blow the flame out, but guess that's too late. That was not my fault, dude.
We're still holding fault here for stepping into the room and starting this without a plan.
Avius, also, by the way, there is a huge sound of grinding metal and crumbling stone as a big section of the area above of the city street area collapses down onto the far side.
But it's a street?
You can't quite identify. Yeah, you can. You can see some street and some sections of ornate exterior wall fencing.
You see a nice leg.
Oh.
Jesus.
What are you going to do, Avius?
Avius is going to run past Elmon.
Your hunter's mark is gone, by the way. Your hunter's mark was obliterated.
It's hopefully transferred to somebody new.
Oh, that's true.
Runs by Elmon to not quite up to, but enough to where I can get a good shot of firebolt.
Okay, so running up to one of the wounded orcs and tossing a firebolt.
Oh man, just in my dazed panic, I'm just running past Elmon and.
Did you roll a 1?
No.
Oh.
And just crazed eyes, just focused on this guy with a 20, and do 20 points of damage.
Critical hits. You smash the guy with a firebolt. He stumbles, and for good measure, you launch a second one and destroy him. And he drops to the ground in a howling, just burnt crisp. Last in the round is Rill Stumprunner. You're still back in the... Yeah. What the heck? He just leaves. You're in the antechamber before the octagon.
I won't have to do this. So, did orcs make it through the doors on both sides?
Yes.
Yes. And this door was closed, and that door was left open.
And that door's left open. That one seems to be going that way. Brill will make a terrifying run for the door here that's open, so I can peer inside.
All right. Make your run. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Put them on the other side or in the middle.
Well, if you're gonna do a move.
I'm doing a move.
All right, then 6, 7, 8, and you're opening up that door. Go ahead and open up that thing. Yeah, that guy's gone. There's a small side room. This has lots of piping and blockage in the middle of it. You can see many more barrels are packed into this area.
Sewer blockage.
They've got a...
I kind of shoot a horrified glance back to Elmon, like...
From, again, your knowledge of orcs, this looks like it would be a much more disastrous structural disaster as well, and they are not capable of that knowledge. They've clearly, obviously, beyond getting in here, had a lot of outside help.
Okay.
Load of barrels, and inside are some friends known as orcs. One right next to it and one right near the door. So there's one on the far... This is a smaller room, maybe 20 by 20, with a bunch of piping and stuff in the middle. Tons of barrels on the far side. Next to that is one orc. There's one orc also by the door, so there's 2 in this room. So you open up that door, and you just did a move, so you're pretty much exhausted for this round getting there. The orc at the far end of this room is right over it, and he has a torch, and he's kind of looking at what he's about to do, trying to gauge how much gunpowder distance he has of the line that he's made. And then he kind of looks over at you, Rill, and it's not like a I'm gonna kill you, it's not a you're going to die, it's just more of like a what are we doing right now, man? This is not good for all of us.
What are we doing, man?
What are we doing?
I kind of share the same look.
You have, I think, like 10 more feet of movement, 2 more squares if you want to go.
Oh, further into the room?
Or back or whatever.
I don't speak orc, so this is the interesting part. I will stay put right where I'm at, actually.
Okay. You are done. It is a new round. Puck, you're the leader.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the closed door.
Okay.
And hopefully it's open.
You go to the closed door. You open this up. You see a similar room, about 20 by 15 foot room. It's got a bunch of barrels in one corner, and you see no orcs currently, but there is some machinery blocking your view.
I'll step into that room.
All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You find yourself facing another large commanderish orc standing right there.
Does he have a torch or something lit ready to go?
He does.
I use my druid craft and put it out.
Oh!
Nice.
Well, wish you would have shown me that.
You put it out, and he kind of looks at it confused. 1, 2, 3. That was your move. You still have an action to go, and whatever you do, I'm going to give you advantage, as he is dumbfounded at what just happened. He was about to make this dramatic, threatening gesture with it, and it's out.
Can I take one step back? Like use my nimble escape?
With your bonus action?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I'm going to Eldritch Blast him.
You race around the corner, poof, turn out the torch, step back, and Eldritch Blast. You get advantage.
26
Is a hit.
15 points of damage.
Is
It
a
relights the...
It's force damage. There's no fire. There's no firebolt.
Shoom, he is surprised and hits, and it is his turn.
Let's go.
His turn. Where is this
Push
thing?
back or anything?
No, not with that. It's a cantrip. It's not that strong. All right. He steps forward angrily and can't really do much with a battle axe because it's too short of a room ceiling-wise. Instead, he smashes you with a metal gauntlet several times over and over and over again. Here comes his attacks. 22, 22, 10.
The 22s get me.
He hits you for, let's see, 5 bludgeoning each. So 5 plus 5. Bludgeoning, smash, smash, hits you twice, then howls out, "Roar!" and draws strength from that and heals himself a bit in doing so. Next up are a couple of orcs that are nearby. Let's look at the one that's not too far away from Elmon by the entrance you guys came in. I keep doing the wrong button here. Sorry. There we go. That orc comes charging towards you, Elmon. I will spill your blood, he says, slicing. 17-3. This is a big moment for him. I'm going to give him advantage on this second attack. He hits you. This is his big moment in life. He hits you twice.
Okay.
And where was their damage? Sorry. It's 6 slashing, 6 slashing.
So 12 more.
Shoo, shoo, slashes you back and forth. And I think, Elmon, you're up.
That was my big moment in life.
Sorry, there were 2 orcs over on the other side of the room. The other room where Rill you're at, that other side chamber. Yeah. 1 orc right next to you. Is going to just do 1 big attack and is going to try to Sparta you back into the octagon room and over the railing into the sludge.
Okay.
And with a 9, you close the door on him slightly and block the blow. Dunk. And does not work. The orc with the torch in the corner who's questioning decisions still does nothing. Okay. And he's looking at you, Rill, like he's waiting for a solution to the problem. He's waiting for a resolution. He's waiting for orders. He's really caught. Yeah.
All right.
Elmon. You got one right on you.
I'm going to...
Talking's free, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll wait. Go ahead.
Which way is Avius going at this moment?
Which way are you going, Avis?
I don't know yet.
All right. I'm gonna assume Elmon saw the light extinguish in the room that Puck is in.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Sure.
Okay.
Probably heard some clobbering too.
Yeah, but
Dun, dun.
Yep.
I got this. I got this.
don't take this the wrong way. It's the
Yeah,
lesser
yeah.
of my two
I
concerns.
got you. Dick.
Elmon will head towards the room that Rill is in using his bonus action dash. I will draw the opportunity attack, but it will be at disadvantage because my fleet foot.
21. You are hit. Same damage.
6.
Yep. And you're moving 30 feet.
That's my bonus action to start. It's a dash, so
It's a full dash.
yeah, so that's 70.
All right, so that can get you into there easily.
And then my move will be to get to the orc.
The far orc in that side chamber.
Uh-huh.
You can do that without even using your move. That's still part of that initial dash.
And then all I want to do is stop him from, like, take the torch from him, whatever I need to do.
Tackle him and the torch into the barrels?
Yeah, exactly that. Propel, just get a big pile together.
All right.
Basically, like, reach out, grab him, and, like, jerk him away.
So hold on, we got to back up. You race past Elmon. You don't get hit by the orc next to you. You
Rill.
push Rill aside.
Or
You push
Avius
the
and then
door aside. Yeah, sorry. And there's an orc right there. You race past him. He gets an opportunity attack, misses, and you charge right at this orc, and you're trying to grab onto the arm, his torch arm?
His body and
Oh,
just
okay.
like whatever's most effectively to get him away from.
You describe it. You want to grab
Yeah.
him and pull him away from the barrels.
Correct.
Okay, make an
Yes.
athletics roll. We'll do versus athletics.
Real just closes the door.
And these guys are good with athletics. Good luck.
9.
22. He holds his ground and pushes you away. You are done. Avius.
Closed door.
I mean, I was kind of heading that way. I guess I still
You
will.
have been the cause of each one of these possible explosions. Oh, sorry.
But no,
I
I,
really
won't
haven't been,
because
but-
I've seen those two already go in. So I'll swing around and head towards Puck.
All right, so you're going to run across the
Whichever way
bridge in the
is
middle.
Quicker.
All right, that's a move. You can see through the open door. You're still in the middle of the octagon on the bridge.
Okay.
Through the open door, you can see this commander is
I
just
can see him.
wailing away on Puck.
All right, he's gonna get firebolt.
Firebolt. He's armored. Good luck.
Hopefully, I don't roll a 1 and we got his torch. No, I rolled 12.
12. Shoo, you miss and impact the side of the wall. No damage.
No fire! No fire!
Fireball.
Both you and the orc look at the ground.
A long fuse.
Rill, you're up.
Real. Just had this elf just bat crazy just fly through the room there. I still see the torch is lit. What is in the center of the room? Is it just
It's a bunch of piping, big thick pipes.
piping? I walk in, sidestep.
Into the corner?
I want to do it
You would
more
draw an
cool
opportunity
like
attack
this.
if you did that.
I will.
Okay.
I will do that.
He gets one. And you are hit with a 17 for 6 points of slashing.
Get your fancy.
That was one. I get no fancy anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wouldn't be able to do that. From here, I can see the torch, the goblin, and
Absolutely.
everything like that. With that, I whip out a little prestidigitation, but I'm looking at the orc as I'm doing it. Just kind of, it'll be fine. You don't have to make this choice, and I extinguish the torch.
Okay. This torch is extinguished. And Puck, you're up. We'll see what happens there. New round. You got this orc commander right on top of you,
right.
punching.
Right at me. I'm gonna draw my sword. And actually, no, because that's a bonus action, right?
Sure.
So as a bonus action, I'm gonna use. I'm gonna rub myself down with some balms of the summer court.
It's an ointment with a pump handle.
Holy cow! That is a huge roll.
57 to heal myself for 17.
Oh.
Which was badly needed. And then I will attack him with the Eldritch Blast at disadvantage.
All right. Point blank, Eldritch Blast. You're at disadvantage. He's so close.
Natural 1.
All right.
Can't reach that far. Blue mist tries to make its way.
With a huge Eldritch Blast, you will blast out and you hit him for damage. Roll your damage.
This is not gonna
Not. 10 damage, 15 damage.
50, you do big, huge damage point blank. You hit him, but you kind of feel like you're playing like basketball or something, and you feel like a popping noise when you make the big play, and boom. You see you have generated somehow a spark to light up a fire of powdery residue that is now making the flame, making its way towards these huge stacks of barrels.
Okay.
And you feel no capability of casting spells.
Okay.
The orc sees this. He is going to punch you 3 times before running out of the room because he can. He punches you with a critical hit, Puck. Oh my goodness. Oh, this just turned on you, buddy. 11 points of bludgeoning. He laughs, weakling. 17 hits you again. That's for 5 bludgeoning. And hits you again with a 22 for 5 points of bludgeoning. And then steps out. You can get an opportunity attack with a shield of some sort. It's got your butt kicked.
He throws a barrel at him.
15.
15 is a miss. He steps out and yells to whoever's left alive on his team, "Run!" And he starts bolting. No, that place is cut off. He's bolting this way. The opposite direction, trying to get out of there. Bum, 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 bum. He did an action, so he can only get so far. Wow. Then the orcs get to go. There's one who was wounded by the entrance you guys came in. He takes those orders and starts running out the way you guys came in. There's another one by the side door of that room Elmon and Rill went into by that door. He runs out that door and is also running out the way he came. But more importantly, there's the other orc who's trapped in the corner with a blown out torch surrounded by Elmon and behind him Rill. And the orc drops the torch and doesn't even drop it offensively, doesn't drop it in any gunpowdery stuff. He gently tosses it between your legs, Elmon, and then lowers his hands a little bit and is looking at you, not making any sudden movements towards you at all. And Elmon, it is your turn.
And I'm assuming Elmon heard the run part.
Yes.
All right, Elmon will, I guess, turn around.
You're running everywhere.
And head towards to the other room.
Okay. So you're sprinting back into the octagon chamber, sprinting across the bridge, sprinting into the other room where Puck has had his chaos. That gives the concerned, worried orc next to you an opportunity attack, which he does not take.
You could delay your turn.
Does not take.
You're like, you stop if you stop away. Don't make me do this.
If it's still lit afterwards, yeah.
Okay.
You go racing in. The door was closed even behind the orc. He just he felt he just knocked Puck unconscious. You slam open the door. You see Puck crumpled into the corner, kind of shaking his head. He's alive, is all you can tell, and you can see there is a fiery trail of gunpowder heading to 2 huge stacks of these red barrels. That was a dash from a bonus action?
Yeah.
You still have a move and an action left.
Yeah. So I'm gonna it's just a trail of gunpowder. Then I'll go to the other side of it and just push it away from, so that it interrupts the flow.
Okay.
So that the flame will go out.
Sure. You race over there. It's very close to it, though, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. It's not that hard, so I will give you advantage on this saving throw.
There is no blue mist involved. Just putting that out there, floating that. Godspeed.
If you roll 2 1s, we all deserve it.
25.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, 23.
Oh, that goes up.
Okay. And you are able to stomp it out and create a line, fire break, and then stomp out the fire, and it is all quiet in the small room.
Look at how much you covered.
Yeah,
That room,
ran
this
across
room,
the
that
whole
room.
friggin' map multiple times.
Oh,
Rill,
yes.
you are standing just about 10 feet away, 5 feet away from this orc.
I've got this down.
Okay.
I look at both orcs and
No, one left.
That one's
It's
oh,
just-
one left.
Yeah.
I look at this other orc, and having heard the commander orc, I try to mimic his voice and instruction,
Okay.
and I run.
Make an intimidation roll with advantage.
A non-natural 20.
He got a 2. He runs like crazy. He bolts past you. You can get some opportunity attacks on him if you want. Runs past the door, runs in the octagon room. Avius, you can do something as he's running around the chamber if you want.
You hear another orc in the room for some reason. But,
There's another commander.
No, I just stand there. I don't know what to do.
Okay. The orc runs out. Puck, Elmon, what do you guys want to do in this quiet now room that was just about to absolutely obliterate the two of you?
I'm gonna give
a weak
Elmon
thumbs up,
a knowing pat, and then heal myself because I'm not doing great.
Puck heals himself.
12, 23.
Elmon, you take a deep breath for a moment, and
I turn around.
you've not stopped moving, is what you're saying.
I don't acknowledge Puck. I'm now moving at a normal pace.
Okay.
Walk up to Avius. I will punch him in his gut.
Oh!
And state, we need to start moving forward with a plan.
You know that's not gonna work.
Avius takes 2
And
points
you
of bludgeoning
own my-
damage.
you owe me 1,500 gold.
Puck wants to go check out that I guess the only explosion and
Yeah,
see
and that's the next
see what
thing.
damage was done.
Okay. You guys head towards the far end of that octagon chamber where the big explosion did happen. You can feel fresh air, which is not good. You can see starlight. There's twisted piping. There's tons of crumbled stone. There is some of there is a section of grass and stuff that's fallen in here. There's nice, beautiful leaves that are trickling down. There's half of a gorgeous elven tree that has fallen into place or fallen down into this mess. And there's no other signs of orcs. There's no other signs of any explosives or barrels other than the ones you guys have secured for the time being. You think that this has caught the corner. So you guys came in a gate earlier at Iridithil's home. This was a corner on that large wall. So maybe a 30-foot and then 30-foot sectional wall. So I got a 30-foot radius overall of a giant sinkhole explosion, and stuff went flying as well. Thankfully, it didn't hit the core of Iridithil's home.
Would Elmon be able to get up out of there
Yes.
this way? Okay.
Yes.
Elmon will turn to Puck and Rill And
Hey guys, look what I found! Holding a giant red barrel.
yeah. Secure this somehow. I'll be right back. And he's gonna go check on Iridithil's home.
Okay. You go up there to check on Iridithil's home. You find Glennerin still inside. The door unlocks when you go inside. She says, "What was that?"
Tragedy narrowly averted.
About $20,000, 20,000 gold in damage.
Yeah.
This is what you do when I tell you 30 minutes ago to be very safe.
It's a safe. Well,
Are we safe?
you are safe. Yes.
Damn it, Avius! Oops! Who's ready for?
And we will stop there for tonight.